Yo, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello. Welcome back to the Battlefield Show, the only Battlefield weekly show here on Twitch. I guess just nobody wants to do it anymore, so I'm doing it now. This is my thing now. But welcome everybody. I got a wonderful guest. Been meaning to talk with her for a long time about Battlefield and other shenanigans. I have here esteemed guest iarecrystal. How are you?
I'm all right.
You're all right?
I haven't played the
Okay.
game yet today, though.
Oh, me neither. Hey, I pretty much went out with my brother to go get some German food, and now I have the farts, and this room is very
Woo!
stinky now. Yay! But yeah, I've known Crystal for shoot, how long now? When was last September? Probably a little bit before then, I would think.
Probably.
Battlefield 5, we met up there, and then through Vince's graphic, Cassie's graphic, we met up over there at TwitchCon. I was actually first time I met you was over there when I was trying to get Dr. Disrespect's picture and everything, and I was like, Crystal, was that you? And I think I scared you a little bit or something. But
Because I was looking for somebody else, and all of a sudden, like, some tall man is like, Crystal. I'm like, yes?
Yeah.
Don't say that on my little card thing.
I was trying to like show you my badge so you didn't get like freaked out, because
I recognized you. It just took my brain a little bit to process.
But during that time at TwitchCon, we were planning on hanging out, and I don't know, I got swamped in a whole bunch of things. I was also nervous about just going out like beyond the city limits or traveling really far. I also wasn't feeling that good at the end of the. I got the TwitchCon-itis flu that everyone ended up getting. So I pretty much I wanted to make that up to you for today's show and talk some Battlefield and Twitch and streaming and all that good stuff. So again, hey, welcome everybody to the Battlefield Show. Again, we pretty much stream this every weekend, Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, right here on this channel. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for the hosts. Welcome everybody. Okay, so Crystal. Did you get sick at TwitchCon?
No, I was fine.
Oh, good. Because pretty much everyone I know, because when I was with Vince and them, they ended up getting sick as well. So
I wonder if it's because I was only there for Saturday.
Yeah, that's probably. And you didn't go to that concert, right?
Maybe that's where you guys got it.
I think we all contracted it there, probably. But how'd you like it anyway?
It was pretty cool. It was I got to walk around a little bit with some of my friends. I did get to meet up with some people, so that was nice.
You were with a big group.
Well, yeah, because like we all stayed at an Airbnb house together, and like it was nice to meet up with people, put a face, to the voice from Discord and so on and so forth.
Yeah, of course. And
but for me, it's more of like just hanging out. For me.
Yeah, like, I wish I could have hung out with you guys. You had a pretty good group there. I'm sure you guys partied pretty hard at the Airbnb. I don't know. Are you stay quiet, play some board games, drink? I don't know.
My friends got kind of tipsy. I was like the mother of the group. I was the oldest in the group. And like I actually had to tell them, like, you guys need to turn down the music a little bit because there's like other people that live like right by this house. And you guys are a little bit loud with the screaming.
Yeah, I hear you. I have some some clips here that I had opened right now, so it looks kind of awkward on this screen. I just compiled a whole bunch of clips I wanted to show you guys later on the show. Sorry if that looks kind of weird, but I didn't have anything ready to go. But yeah, wow, geez, a lot of people here from TwitchCon. I can't wait. Are you planning on going this year?
Possibly. It just depends because it's like it's a little ways away, so I don't know what's going to be going on. for me.
We'll see if they bring up anything new in Amsterdam. That's coming up here real quick.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think maybe in a couple months. I'm not sure exactly when that goes on, but I see a lot of people have
Mm-hmm.
bought tickets already. So we'll see if there's anything exciting there because they're going to bring it back to San Diego
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
year. And if they have some new stuff there, some new swag, I think I might totally go for sure. I haven't got no hotel or anything, but
Yeah, yeah.
and you know Vince and Cassie in real life, right?
Yes, I do.
And you
I
grew up with
do.
them?
No, well, okay. Cassie, I met later. You know,
Okay.
after they were lovers.
They're
That's 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 when I finally got to meet her. But I've known Vince since we were about like 18. And we're both like I'm 30. I recently turned 33. He's 32. So we've known each other for a hot minute.
yeah, we're all the same age, which is crazy. My God. I thought Vince was way younger than me. Man, he has that baby face and everything. And Cassie as well is she's younger, right?
Yes.
I, man, I don't know. They seem like
She's
they're
20 something. 20
okay.
something. I don't remember. I have bad memory with that.
There's Labby. I know you guys have been playing
Oh,
with each other for a while.
Labarino. And
Hey
then there's
Seth,
Kill Logic and Big Brother Steve. There's Seth.
Urdez. What's up,
There's
Zignet?
Zig.
Okay, so
Alfie.
we're winging this today. I was thinking about a lot of topics to talk about, but doing all these other previous shows and whatnot, we always go off on tangents. So let's start doing that for sure. But I want to first talk about your setup. So when I first saw your first stream, I was super triggered. It was like, what year is this? Like, somebody help out Crystal. She's running at like 20 frames a second on the freaking Battlefield, yet she's still performing very well. I'm not sure how you do that, but you've recently upgraded and you have a new little computer, and you did a little streaming on that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how'd the build go?
Oh, I actually live streamed the build.
Live stream the
It
build,
took
right?
it took a long time. I damn near broke my CPU cooling fan and motherboard.
Oh, no.
But it was fine. It ended up working. I cussed a lot while I was doing it because I was getting really frustrated, like all the tiny little things, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Um, but yeah, like my old computer, it was just some shitty, uh, refurbished little like Dell or HP. It's like an HP like desktop kind of thing that's like all pre-built, and I just slapped on a 1050 Ti.
Oh,
So
okay. I know some of those pre-built ones are like super
yeah.
hard to like get into. They have these crazy like plastic racks that you have to disassemble just to get access to one of like the PCI Express slots. But then after that, it's just all Legos from there. Just plug in the bad boy and you're good to go.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, I had horrible frames on that, you know.
yeah,
Like during gunfights, it's like it drops to like 21 to 25 during a close encounter gunfight. And like usually
yeah.
if I'm running around the map and there isn't too much going on, I could get like 40-ish. But yeah, I don't know how I played through that. Maybe just because it's like I didn't know any better. And I just pushed through. And then over time, like since the upgrade, I learned that like, oh, I'm losing out on gunfights because of my low frame rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's causing a lot of latency. So even if I'm shooting someone first, I'll still end up dead.
And this game does not help at all. I know. What were some other games you played before Battlefield?
Okay, before I played Battlefield, I was playing Fortnite.
Fortnite. Now,
Everybody,
how did that run?
oh, see, the thing is with Fortnite, when I got that video card, I was getting 60 frames. Because prior to
Whoa!
that, prior to that, I was playing on my freaking laptop that I used in college for note-taking and stuff. It's not a gaming laptop. I was getting, like, 20 frames
Oh
on Fortnite,
no.
so it was unplayable. And then, so I mainly got it so I could play, like, Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually, like, Fortnite got kind of a little too monotonous for me, got a little boring, a little stale, and then a lot of my friends, like, they started playing MMORPG, so I had nobody to play with. I tend to not like playing with randoms. I prefer playing with a squad of friends,
I,
mostly because I get carried.
I see. But I'm trying to figure out how the hell did you find Battlefield and
Okay,
stick to it? Like from Fortnite. We you know?
yeah, that does sound fucking bizarre. Well, the thing is, it's because, like, I found out Vince was streaming, and this was when
Oh,
he was still on PS4 streaming Battlefield 1.
gotcha.
'Cause I was, like, on Facebook, and he's like, "Oh, I'm streaming this thing," and I was like, "Okay." I stopped by, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." So I was like, I would just hang out during a stream, um, and then you would hear, like, Cassie's voice. It was before she was ever on camera,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Dude, it looks fun." You know, it looks fun. Like, Battlefield 1 looked really fun. Um, but I knew my computer probably couldn't handle it, or, like, the game itself seemed
Right.
like it's too difficult for me to play.
Yeah, the
And
minimum specs are pretty high for
yeah,
most.
and then, like, Vince was, like, excited for Battlefield 5, and, he eventually started streaming Battlefield 5 on his PS4,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, he was having so much fun, as well as Cassie, and then they had talks about, like, we're planning on switching PC." I was like, "Oh," because I don't have a console.
It's
I
my
was like
fault.
I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll get the game so that I could play with you guys, because I like playing, those kinda games with other people. I don't particularly like playing it solo."
I don't think
Um,
anybody does really at this point.
that's true, that's true. Um, I don't have a skill set to play alone. Like, for you, you're able to still get a really good KD, bokeh boy, all the sweaty boys,
All the sweaty
um,
boys, yes.
and sweaty ladies.
There's some
You
sweaty
know,
ladies. Yeah, yeah. I
there
see
are some
them.
sweaty ladies who I'm sure smell wonderful, whereas the boys need, like, to be hosed down with Febreze or something.
It's bad.
Um,
You don't want to know.
and so, that was my intent when I got the game, and I
And
did start off playing with it.
yeah.
Um, and over time, like, I discovered, like, dude, I cannot play in a squad, even with friends, if we have no communication. It's like I need to be on, like, a
Mm-hmm.
Discord voice call or something, or VoIP, because it's like I found myself dying a lot, and I was playing medic too,
Yeah.
so I the lack of call outs and stuff like that, like it I would always get obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's good that they did implement the pinging system, because that'll let us see, like, after someone goes down, the general direction or the actual location of an enemy,
Did you
so I could be aware.
use did you use skills from Fortnite? Like, or like maybe features from Fortnite and maybe somehow apply it to
Uh,
Battlefield?
okay, when I
I don't
first
know.
started playing Battlefield,
Yeah.
like,
Tell me
first time I
about
got
it.
shot at, I panicked and I tried to build. I tried to
Oh
build a
yeah.
wall. I was like, "Fuck, I need to not get hit." I started pressing, like, buttons, trying to build a wall,
You
and I
took
was
out a
like, "Oh
hammer.
shit, it's not working," and then I die. And
You
then it kept
probably
going on
yeah.
for a little while until like, I finally got over it. And but actually, like, when it comes to first person shooters, I actually started playing Counter-Strike when I was in junior high.
Uh-huh.
So and it was before version 1.6. So it was a long, long time ago.
Yes.
So I have that slight background when it
Okay.
comes to first person shooters. But I think like eventually I did get Counter-Strike Source, but I ended up never playing it. I got it on
Tough one.
sale on Steam. Like it's like I've been wanting it for so long, and I get it, and then I don't play. But I
Yep.
did get CS:GO before, when it was still like you have to buy the game. It didn't have all this like skins and all this like ranks. Well, I think it didn't have ranks. Yeah, I just
I
played regular servers, so I was like really casual about it. Um, it was fun, and then eventually, like, I sometimes go through these bouts where I'll game a lot, and then like I'll stop gaming for like 6 months to a year,
oh
and then I
my.
get back into it because I don't know, I just get more involved with stuff that's going on in my life.
True.
But yeah, like um,
Oh,
the
what
thing I
hooked
do,
you? What hooked you to Battlefield though?
I think it's probably because of it's the challenging aspect, like recoil control. I know it's a lot different now since 5.22,
We'll
but
talk
I mean
about that.
before it's like, like uh how everything looked. So okay, it doesn't look realistic to me anymore, but before I was like, oh my god, this shit looks so fucking beautiful, you know.
It's that Frostbite engine, man. Not too many
Yeah,
games can really replicate that.
because I mean, like before when I was playing like Fortnite, I was like, it's cartoony. Like that's the thing I did enjoy about it. Like I like the cartoony aspect,
Hmm.
but this is more realistic. It's completely different, two different, completely different things. I mean, it's also third person shoot.
And
And
playing with Bruce Banner. He has a little
oh
question for
yeah,
you there.
how do you deal with predominantly male player base and the reactions to seeing a girl in a game and comments to live chat? Uh, I mean,
Well spent
when we
points.
look at the chat at times, it can be a real cesspool from time to time. Um,
Like in-game chat.
yeah, in-game chat.
Oh my god, it's been like that forever. Trust me.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm fully aware of how that goes on for these types of games because I mean it happened even back when I was a kid playing Counter Strike. Like I have people like in the chat typing like calling me a noob and
Hmm.
all that shit, and as soon as I like put on VoIP and I say something, um, you know, they're like, "Oh my god, you want to join my clan? Oh my god,
Oh my god, you're
oh,
a girl. You're
oh my
important.
god, oh my god," that kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't really happen all that much on Battlefield 5, of course, because player base is typically older
Yep.
and
Boomers. Yep.
boomers, yeah. But the thing is, like there have been times where I get really irritated at certain players that just constantly bitch and bitch and bitch on the chat, like team chat, and like screaming at team. It's kind of like, dude, you can scream so much for help, but it's like you're not getting it, so get the fuck over it. It is what it is.
Do you? Oh, you have no idea how toxic I was younger playing like Battlefield 2 in 2006. Oh my god, dude! I swear to you, I almost got kicked out of my apartment 3 times because of noise complaints. People below me are like, "What is that guy doing at night, man?" Because he's just, I am livid, screaming a storm and banging my Microsoft mouse, laser
Oh
mouse
my
on the ground.
god.
I was bad, man. And every time I died, I would type J, right, to open up the in-game chat and
Mhm,
just say
mhm.
the most terrible things to people
Gee.
all the time. I did that so much. I did that in the next game after that, and maybe I stopped doing it around like BF4 or something. That's when I like joined
Jesus.
joined a clan. Oh yeah, I was a
So
toxic
you're one
boy.
of those.
I was one of those. I'm not like that. I'm a
You're
changed
reformed.
man.
You're
I'm a
reformed.
reformed man.
Okay.
Yes. No longer toxic crybaby boy, but every once in a
Mhm.
while I'll yell things, of course. But I'm not gonna go into chat and start typing nonsense. So I was one of those. I was definitely one of those, and it's just I got mad actually when they got rid of it. Odd Job, no, yeah, what's up, Odd Job, dude? When they took the chat away in, I think it was BF5 at the beginning, like the chat box was not there. I think it was, or BF1 maybe. I think it was, and they moved it somewhere else. And I was like, Dice, you cannot remove that. That's my livelihood. I need to rage on that.
Life source.
Yes. So,
I need to tell these boys they're pussies and they're bitches.
I have a history of violence. You need to put this back. This is ridiculous. But I didn't have Twitter back then, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, Odd Job knows we were in a group 117 back in the day. You could get toxic BA3 when we yes, I was extremely toxic.
Oh, actually, you remember how I said Battlefield 5 is my first Battlefield before?
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, like I did have a slight experience with Battlefield prior to Battlefield 5 many moons ago. My brother had Battlefield Bad Company 2. So I remember like this was back when I was playing Counter-Strike. You know, I still had that interest in Counter-Strike. And then he was playing that game. And then like, here, you want to try? I was like, okay. I was like, I can't see the enemies. Everything's like, oh, the trees. The wind is blowing. The trees are moving. Oh, I can't see people. Camouflage actually works. I can't play this. Bye.
Bad Company 2? Damn, it goes way back. And now look where we are now. Now we can't see anything at all. This is fantastic. It's amazing. So again, what is the biggest issues with Battlefield 5 right now? Just as like a self-proclaimed casual player, but I think you're not just a casual player. I think you're a really good player. So
I feel like my playstyle is casual. Like I don't take it seriously. I do really like ridiculous crap. But on your question, I think one of the really frustrating issues that I have is high pingers in West Coast servers.
Oh man, the invasion.
Because the hit registry and all that, you know, it really makes it difficult to play. Like, I mean, there's clips where I'm like, I think there was one where I was using a revolver and I was shooting some guy. I unloaded my entire clip, nothing hit, and then I reloaded, and then I kept shooting him. Only one bullet hit, and then he kills me. And he had like 120 something ping.
I never noticed this in previous games. That's why I kind of feel like the pings are a lot higher than I think they are. Because
even for Battlefield 1, sometimes I play late at night and there would be high pingers, and it's not that bad.
No, it's like totally different net code people are talking about. Like anyone knows what that means anyway. It's just a generic term to when it comes to network ping. It feels a lot to do. I can't even play on freaking East Coast servers because I have a 79 ping, and apparently the game feels entirely different. So it kind of just blows my mind what changed. And you're right, a ping limiter is super needed, and they had it in BF1, man. I'm like,
oh, they did?
They did. They had it back in BF1. It came later, of course, and they even offered. There was like a feature that they put in there, so you wouldn't gain an advantage. They would give high pingers a disadvantage at the time. Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, hey, why?
We need that.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. So I feel you. I feel you on that.
Oh, I did do an experiment recently.
Go ahead.
Where I got super bored. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a server where I'll be high ping and let's see what happens. I went to a Brazilian server and I had like 179 to 180 ping. I could tell the difference. You know, there is a delay.
Oh yeah.
But it was still playable. Like I was at Solomon Island on Conquest, and I got like I still ended up I came into the game late and I still got like an 8 and 6 KD. So then I was like, okay, let's try to up it and go to like a server where the ping would be even higher. So I went to a Singaporean server and my ping was like 181, and then like it would shift upward from time to time. But when it reached 181 and higher, that's when I was like, I cannot hit these. I really cannot kill it. Whereas when it was like 180 and a little under, it was like, oh, that's doable. And I remember like I did go onto a Japanese server with Gen Odyssey before. Back when Marita first came out. And it was like I remember like I could tell the difference, but it was still kind of playable. It was still playable.
Explain that to me, because I have not tried this experiment. I should.
You should try it. It's interesting. I was like, oh.
I tried it in BF1. I played in I think a United Arab Emirates server or something. I think it was UAE or something. But I tried it, or I think it was maybe Saudi. I'm not sure, but I was playing with a friend of mine who lives in Turkey, and that was 180 ping or something like that, and it was not playable for me. Like, things were super delayed. Like, I wouldn't get the kill sound till like a second later or something.
Right.
So explain to me what do you mean playable? Like, are things noticeably delayed? Or?
I mean, it is noticeably delayed, but it's like if you don't know any better, it's playable. Like you can still play the game, because on Battlefield 5, I noticed like even with the high ping, like when you're running around the map, you're not teleporting. Even like the people on the screen are not teleporting. They look normal. It's just when
interesting.
It's when you shoot them, you know, or they shoot you.
Yeah,
that's when you can kind of tell like a bit of a difference.
Oh yeah,
you can tell the delay from there.
I feel like it takes more bullets to kill people at 150 ping or higher. As like the TTK is actually worse on those players. That's crazy. But you're right. People with high ping should be skipping and lagging around, but you only see that at like, 200. Someone that's actually like losing connection, you'll see them like slightly go to like one side of the map to the other, and then they just disappear in front of your eyes as they crash, right?
Right. Yeah.
But you don't see that for 150 pingers at all, actually.
That's why I did it. Like, I did it recently too. It was like a couple of days ago. I was just bored. I was like, oh, I want to see what happens. And then I was like, I was gonna try to go on a Japanese server, but I was like, I'm probably gonna encounter a hacker. So I was like, maybe not. Because I didn't really encounter hackers on those other servers that I just so happened to get on.
Apparently, the rumor is that a lot of Japanese or just Asian players cannot play on their local servers because of the rage hackers out there, or the hacker communities out there. So they come to the next closest thing, which is the US West Coast server, because apparently we don't hack over here, which is not true. I clearly do. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take that.
I obviously do.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm
all Americans.
I'm Chinese Battlefield player, so I'm obviously a hacker.
What's up, Audio Hacked? You had a question earlier on. What was your favorite way of dealing with Battlefield players that piss you off? You teabag them? I know you teabag me. I have evidence of this.
Oh yeah, when I teabag, I usually teabag friends. Like if I kill him, I will teabag my friend, or as the ladies would call it, taco dip.
Like what you did here. Here, watch this. Look what you did.
Oh, I stabbed Julian.
Evidence.
I got super excited when that happened. Okay, I was surprised that I managed to do that because I'm so used to you killing me when it's like you're on the other team.
Yeah, and I accused you of stream sniping. I think at that moment.
Yeah, you did. You were pretty upset.
I was really mad. I was like, what the fuck? And then I noticed, I was like, it's Crystal, stream sniper.
So that's why I always say, like, whenever I see you on the same server as me, even if you're on my team or you're against me, I'll just say, you're stream sniping. You're stream sniping me while I'm not streaming right now.
Awful. I'm a terrible person. I thought I was a new man. I guess not. Oh my god. Okay, what was the other thing? What's up, Audio Hacked? How's it going, man? I got mad at Bruce Banner as well. Oh my god, raged super hard. He's also a good player. You squad up with a bunch of really good players. How'd you meet up with some of the 77777 guys?
The 7 people. I actually met him through. Sorry, my dog.
It's okay.
Doing his thing. I met Johnny and Labby through Vince because.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It was back when I was like, always using his Discord, to play with others, and that's a lot of the people I've met was through Vince's Discord, like his viewers and followers and subs, and so yeah, that's how I met him. And then like later on, like got to know him, and I usually have fun because we usually troll each other too when we're playing. Like Johnny doesn't stream, but he freaking like he'll mess around and like team kill and stuff like that.
You have a
like if I'm on a dinghy or if I'm in a vehicle, he'll plop some of that stuff on.
Here, watch this. This is poor Johnny.
On
the beach
this was
here.
Hilarious. Hey Johnny. You okay there, bud? Hey. What you looking at? Oh my god. Look at his face.
What happened, Johnny?
Oh man.
Sorry, Johnny.
That's so graceful.
The precursor to this was so we learned over time, like me, Labby, and Johnny, we learned that with certain melee weapons, if a dinghy gets beached, you can actually like push it back in.
Yeah.
So Johnny was on top of the dinghy when Labby was like, pushing it, and then somehow Johnny got crushed and died while she was doing that.
Oh, yeah. Was he in the boat or like?
Yeah, he was just on it, just standing
top.
on it and teabagging it, and somehow he got crushed.
I can see that.
And so later on, like Labby's like, "Oh, look at Johnny." So I went up to his body, and then I did not know his face was gonna be like that, and I just started laughing so hard because he looks like.
What was that yellow? Is that the yellow paint that we that they recently released? Yeah. Oh my god!
Whenever he uses that yellow face paint thing, I was like, Johnny, you got some jaundice going on. It can't be good.
No,
you need to have that checked.
Some sort of disease or something. What is he wearing? But yeah, I always run into you guys for sure. We all play at around the same time. And one thing, you guys carry a clan tag. What is that? The Dutch clan tag?
What yeah, DTCH. It's supposed to mean ditch, but the thing is, it stemmed from my inside joke. So one of our friends, Miss J, I think like she was playing with us, and she called someone a ditch instead of a bitch.
Okay.
So. It just became an inside joke where we just call each other ditches. So like she was just like, "Hello, little ditch." That's we'll say that kind of stuff to each other. It's like, "You fucking ditch." Or like we'll do it to dynamics too. We're like, dynamics, you are the worst ditch of all ditches.
Oh yeah, hacker man. Blatantly.
But yeah, it's like the funny thing too, like with the platoon, it's my platoon, but it's not meant to be serious. It's just pretty much everybody in it. They're all my friends, and it's just based off an inside joke that we're all in on. And I'm actually the worst player in the platoon.
Oh, oh, you guys work really well together, and you just like medic, right? Have you tried other?
I do play other classes, but I do predominantly play medic. I start off medic because I was asking Vince and Cassie, like, what should I start playing with? You know, they're like, medic is probably the best class to start with. So it's okay.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Because you can heal yourself.
Now I would recommend that, but before I would probably recommend assault, just because the guns were way better.
That is true,
then, and it was way easier. True. But now, no, don't play assault unless.
I do play assault from time to time, and I do play support from time to time. Recon, not much, because I cannot use bolt action sniper rifles for the life of me.
Same.
Like if I do use sniper rifles, I'm using like the odd self-loading ones. So it's like I'm using an assault rifle because I use the 3x scope on them and I'm more aggressive in terms of gameplay. But like I like support. Like I like using LMGs. I do not go prone with the MGs and stuff. I can never do that just because I like to be on the move. I don't like to wait for people to show up for me to kill.
I don't you're different from the casual that you claim yourself to be, because for some reason they love doing that. They love just proning on the ground. I've seen it in every single Battlefield game, and now you give them tools while they're prone on the ground. Boy, oh boy, are they gonna use them. But now you know it's probably all that freaking Fortnite probably. I think that's part of what it is, because in Fortnite you can't prone and stay still. I mean, wait, can you prone in Fortnite? You can't prone in Fortnite.
No, you can't. You can only crouch.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it was. I guess, and you can't really do that in Counter-Strike and all the other games. Right. Yeah. Okay. So maybe you say you're new, but you're far from it. I think you're far from it.
I definitely prefer automatic guns. Like, even when I play Counter-Strike, I was never able to use the sniper rifle, where people always just like one-shot kill, you know? They just run around with a knife and they just pop you off with like that and the Desert Eagle. I can never do that.
I see. Man, your doggo does not like me at all.
I know. He's like,
stop
this
talking.
Man? Who is this man?
He's usually like, I don't know, I have it cropped out, but he's like right at the door probably, like just staring at me or something.
Let me go grab him real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay, chat. All right, so the doggo is going absolutely insane, but let's see if they'll come back and maybe we can see him or her. I don't know. But hey guys, thank you so much, Brainwash, for the gifted sub. The Zignets for 2 months. A lot of gifted subs, man. Bruce Banner gifted from Urdaz. Juno with the resub. Brother Steve gifting that to Oddjob and all the hosts. Thank you guys so much for coming by. If you guys have any questions for any of us, use your Jangu coins. I think it costs 400 Jangu coins to ask or bring up a topic of discussion. How's the doggo doing, Crystal?
He's okay. He's okay.
What's his name?
His name's Fargo.
Fargo. Okay, so when I was looking at a lot of your clips, I'm like, what is this Fargo you keep mentioning? Like the movie? Maybe.
Oh no, it's my
now
son.
I know.
It's my beautiful black wiener.
Fargo. How's Fargo? Oh, look at that.
He's an old man. He's turning 14 next month.
14?
Yeah, I had him since he was 12 weeks old. So he's hard of hearing now, so I did mute my mic and yelled at him to come to my room, but he couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay. Hi, can you see me? He probably can't. All right.
He does watch TV and stuff like that.
Yeah. So sweet. Okay. You play the new content, yeah? For
Oh
Battlefield
yeah,
5?
yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think? Jungle? Good? Bad? Breakthrough? Conquest?
I do not think it's a good breakthrough map.
Why is that?
I don't know. From the times I did play it, I think it's because it gets overpowered by the tanks, which also happens during Conquest, but it doesn't feel as bad as it does on Breakthrough.
Mhm.
I think it is a pretty fun map for Conquest. I just wish there wasn't any tanks. I wish it was infantry only.
It's crazy how a lot of people have been saying that recently, and maybe it's like I'm trying to get more of a tanker perspective and what they think about tanking. Is it satisfying or anything? I can't find many. Like, I do talk to some people from here and there. Like Totten has taught me a lot about tanks, and I mean, he says they're overpowered, like ridiculous. And I really think that buff that they did not too long ago really destroy it. And then after that was the TTK change, which nerfed all the assault guns, so nobody wants to play with them. But then shortly after that, I think this was the downfall of infantry and the rise of tanks, is they introduced 2 medic weapons that were extremely good and really fun and anti-TTK, super fast, easy to use, but they're both medic guns. And now I don't know if they purposefully do it, but you accidentally change the meta of the whole game when it comes to Conquest or Breakthrough, and I think it ruined it. I was like, oh my god, nobody's shooting at these things. But on top of that, there's layers of buffs on those tanks as well. And there's new tanks that have new abilities that are just way crazier than the standard tanks we get in Conquest. So maybe that's why a lot of people bring up tanks in all these tweets and YouTube videos and just streamers I watch. It kind of feels like there is an issue here, regardless of me learning what it's like to be in a tank.
Right.
I feel like you could just be any Joe Schmo in a tank and go 50-1. If you stay back and stay away.
Yeah.
But now recently, with the new guns, they are anti-tank based weapons now. You got the new M2 that dropped accidentally, which is another story.
Right.
Really
yeah.
And
I was like, what?
Yeah. And so you got that, and then you got a bazooka, and you got the plunger. Those are all anti-tank things. And now you shifted the whole meta over. But why didn't they do that before? It kind of seems like things are out of order,
Right.
I feel like they had a plan, because they've done this in the past, right? They don't want to change the meta too crazy in like BF1 when they release like new skins or something. But they don't release one skin for one class. They release them for all the classes, so people can, equally choose different things. Here is like everything's out of order. Here's some cool shit. We're gonna go on break for like a year and then come back, and everything's on fire because you changed the meta on us. Like, dude, what the hell is going on here? And now they're they're bringing it back. It looks like, that's what it feels like. More people are going after tanks. What have your games been like recently? Because you said that tanks get a little overpowered, but do you see more people engaging tanks? Are things getting better, or they have to change? They have to change something.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, a lot of people are playing with the new lunge mine, which I usually call the plunger. So everyone wants to be a plumber now. It is it is actually a really fun gadget. I mean,
Yes.
I've ruined my KD, just to mess around with it
Mm-hmm.
because I'll get killed before I reach first to kill them. And there is some flaws with it. Like, I think when you go behind a tank, you're supposed to be able to do more damage, right? In theory.
In theory, yes.
Because I've done it a couple times, I would just do 6 damage. I'm like, what the heck?
Yes,
uh,
it's bugged. If you hit at certain angles, you can even get 0
mhm,
damage and
right.
hit
I've
nothing.
killed
And
myself a lot from accidentally like
yeah,
hitting like the ground or hitting like, you
like a
know,
wall or a rock. Yeah, I've knocked
yeah. Or I
myself
miss
back.
people. I run past them and then I get killed.
Like in this clip right here, I have this one here. This one's pretty
Oh
funny.
no.
Oh, what the fucking shit! Oh, motherfucker!
It was still worth it though.
I'm still falling. Yeah, I'm still falling.
Oh, God. But yes, I understand. But yeah, they shifted things around. But are the tanks still overpowered? I don't know.
uh Sometimes I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to
It's hard. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it
it's
out as well.
because it's like I'm trying to decipher is like I've encountered like really good tankers,
Oh, of course.
who almost never die. And then there's like people that are terrible at tanks that are easy to take out. So, and then I have friends who are
Yes.
good at taking out tanks, you know? So it's kind of hard to tell
Mm-hmm.
um at times for me. Um I
This
think
is
it gets really frustrating though when a tanker is just being like a sniper with it. So you can never kill it because it's
okay.
like, out of bounds or something like that.
I 100% agree with you, but with the amount of damage infantry does to tanks and how much
Oh, that's
damage
true.
they do to us on the ground,
Right.
it feels like, wait, what about their TTK? Like,
Right. Yeah,
they're
yeah,
at
yeah.
a
That's true. That's true.
distance. Why doesn't it take it more to kill? Because when I'm getting shot at tanks, by tanks, I die like almost instantly. Like, it feels like they're not even aiming at me and they still hit and I'm donezo for sure. Even with the
Mhm.
blast radius is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have that kind of experience?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, certain maps. I'm trying to think of what map where, like, sometimes it's really annoying on Mercury when you have a tank that's
Oh my
on
god.
the E and D side up on the hill
Uh-huh.
firing into objective C, you know?
Yeah, that's just bad map design.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh,
again, have you been in a tank? Have
oh
you
yeah,
tried
yeah,
it
yeah.
out?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I've been on tanks before.
is it pretty fun? You think you feel overpowered or
Uh, well, sometimes I do feel like, holy shit, like I'm just mowing down people, you know, one
Mhm.
after another. And I think it was something that happened more recently, when I was like in the what I call the Louis Vuitton tank or the Bodhi tank,
Okay.
the LVT, um,
Ah, yes.
the American boat tank. Um,
Mhm.
so if it's like I'm in Iwo Jima, sometimes like if I see people, I can blast them, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Um, and then there are other times when I've been on a tank, I just get destroyed by other tankers or infantry because even if I'm in third person view, it's like I can't, like, they're too close. I can't shoot them.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out basically why I'm talking about this or bringing this up. Um, is it a meta problem or are they just too powerful straight up and they need to be nerfed? Because now I'm kind of confused because
Hmm.
the more you engage, or the more people are engaged in attacking tanks, it feels like they're going down faster, but then they just come back.
Oh yes,
And like, oh, I did all this, and now
like
it
the
meant
person just gets
nothing.
back into another tank.
Yeah,
Like,
immediately.
they'll just like wait in like the deploy thing screen, and they'll wait until like another tank is up, and they just grab it again, and it'll be the same person.
Yeah, Totten says it's a meta problem. I don't know. Really? Dude, I don't think so, man. I can't figure it out. I don't have enough evidence to give a solution, but from what I've noticed, I'm leaning more towards the meta problem. I feel like that was a big issue, but like you said, Crystal, they keep coming back. So
same
that's
with planes. Same with planes. Planes. Oh, planes is a whole nother thing.
And I'm sure tankers don't like planes either, because those bad boys, they release that bomb on you from a million miles away.
Yep.
And you just die in one shot. What's the point of being in a tank, right?
Right.
Might as well take it on foot. But yeah, I mean, just playing the jungle. Have you noticed how less annoying the game is without planes? And, you know, constantly marauding you, like, especially on breakthrough.
I absolutely hate the map feet gel.
Yes.
Yeah, I call it feet gel.
Feet gel.
Because of the planes. Like, now they have these like spotting flares.
Yeah.
That are like in like the fucking heavens.
We shall never forget. We shall never
that
forget
you can't even shoot down until they like drop down lower. But then it's like the planes already it can spot everybody and just loops around after people res and just go do it again.
Well, in the beginning of Battlefield 5, Crystal, I don't know if you remember, pilots couldn't see jack squat at all, and you know, that's an issue, right?
Yeah, that is an issue.
But look where we started, and now look where we ended up. This is a problem. This is like, okay, now this is easy mode. Let's shoot the things that are red constantly. Come around, reload, and do it all over again. That's not healthy. And J-Dog, like, you're not helping J-Dog. He loves this.
Like, they nerf the Fliegerfaust while they buff the shit out of planes. You know? It's like, okay, don't nerf the Fliegerfaust if you're gonna let planes do that amount of damage.
That's a smart thing, yeah. Yeah, because it happens all the time in all the Battlefield games. They can't figure it out for some reason. But yeah, Oddjob is right. It did happen in BF3, BF4. Yeah, just spotting people from... There's like spotting gadgets they used to have on planes that if you're in a certain cone of viewing, you could just press Q and everyone in that circle gets auto spotted. Yeah, Dorito spotted. Town? Oh my god, I've seen some major clips on those planes circling around, going way up high, coming down, slowing down to like 2 miles an hour, and then using that gadget, and like everybody just lights up like a Christmas tree. And then they just blow them away. It was really bad. It was really bad, even, especially in BF1 with that little camera flash thing. Ugh, makes me sick. But no, they won the war. The people who cried about not being able to see anything when they were in the planes at the beginning of BF5. Now it's just like, hey, there they all are. Have fun, kids. Like, it kind of just seems like they just went to the other extreme. You know, like it feels like it wasn't a slow progression of balance changes and tweaks. It was like, when they say tweaks, they mean we're going far left. Like, this is the most extreme thing we can do. Maybe this will shut them up for once. That's how I feel for certain things, especially with this PTK thing. It wasn't a gradual thing. At first, it felt like one. You remember when they started changing the guns a little bit, tweaking them every once in a while? And then, things seemed normal, right? Because we picked a TTK, and now we
Right.
want to balance the guns further, tweak them, maybe give them some new gadgets or whatever. Fine, things are going great. Then Christmas hit, and then everything blew up in beautiful flame of just toxic chemicals. Like, it was so we didn't think they would do it again, kind of thing. So how did you feel when they did this? Did you feel a sense of dread, or were you happy about this change overall?
I was not happy about 5.2 and 5.22.
What
I mean, and
changed? What did you notice, like, right away?
I mean, like we did adjust to, like, the 5.0. That's been going on for like a good while, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, obviously, I'm pretty sure it's for Christmas noobs, right?
Yeah.
I came into the game, pretty much no Battlefield experience. It was rough. Oh, okay. It was extra rough because my low frame rate, but it was rough.
Sure.
And like, the more I played, like, I started learning how the flow of the game and so on and so forth. And that's what makes the game more appealing for me, because, like, I like the challenge. I like, having to learn how to control recoil and how certain class will play and so on and so forth, or how other my opponents, from the other team, like, what happens if they're using XYZ, like a certain weapon or certain gadget and stuff like that. But yeah, with this new TTK, like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, because I feel like the thing that bothers me the most is that we got used to, like 5.0 TTK, right? For the longest time.
Yeah.
So it's like, all of a sudden, it's like a huge change. It wasn't even gradual. I would be more okay with it being gradual, or
Yeah.
if the start, it was like that, like a higher TTK and higher bullets to kill.
Guess what,
If the game
Crystal?
started off that way.
They
But I know,
tried it in the beta
yeah,
and the alpha, and we were like, no, and they're like, okay. And then the next Christmas comes by, and they're like, oh, right, remember all that hard work you guys put in to help us with the feedback? We just, tossed it into the dumpster. We're doing this now. And we're like, wait, what? Stop. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Yeah.
So, and then they did it again later on. But yeah, they cannot do this in the next games. Like, I feel like they're not learning their lesson, Crystal. And because they've had so much history in Battlefield, and certain things worked on certain systems and certain engines. And, we made these safeguards. They keep bringing out that word safeguards and whatnot. I don't know what that means anymore now, but the safeguards are Battlefield's history. It doesn't seem like they look back to previous games. They kind of, like, shun them away like it never happened. And we need to focus on how we
starting from scratch.
Start from scratch now. Yeah. It's like, man, things really worked back then. We've had so many issues. Like, here's an example. I'll give you an example. I don't know. You didn't play much BF1, right?
Play a little bit recently.
Do you remember the trip wires that they had there?
Yes.
With a little bottle full of explosives and little wires popped out?
Yeah.
Okay, so back then, it was just a bottle. There was no wire. It was just a bottle, right? And there was 3
Okay.
different kinds. There's the explosive, there's
Mhm.
the gas one, and I forget the other one. I think it was maybe
I think it's
spark.
fire, right, or something like.
Fire. Right. And so the designer were like, dude, we can't see these fucking things. Make them brighter or something. So I think they patched and made it bright. Don't quote me on that. But I think they made it a little glowy, right? And then it
Mhm.
wasn't enough, so they added the tripwire. This is BF1, all right? It's coming, right? It's like, whoa, this sounds familiar. Because it is. All right. So they have that tripwire, and it showed it, right? But then you can put 2 of them side by side right next to each other. Yes. But before they did a lot of damage, like 100 damage. Then they do less damage, but now you can double it, so it does full damage again.
Right.
And so there's a whole progression of trying to fix these stupid little tripwires, right? And they finally fixed it. They had a solution, right? They like you got space them out. You can't put one next to another.
Right.
They reduced it to 1 only, then they increased it to 2, and they implemented all the balance changes. And then a year later, Battlefield 5 comes out, and we have the little trippy boy, the trippy mine. Hey, this looks familiar, right? It's not a bottle, but it's the same idea. Like tripwires, claymores, they've been in every Battlefield game, unfortunately. I think they should finally just get rid of them. I don't know why they keep implementing these types of traps, like these insta-kill traps. I don't like it. But same thing. They just designed it like they did in the beginning of Battlefield 1. And totally forgot about all the hard work the developer put in to balance those out. Right. And they implement it now in BF5. You can, there's no tripwires. There's no wires that come out of it, so it's hard to see. It doesn't glow, so they're impossible to see. You can put them on the crates, the ammo crates and everything, side by side to each other.
Right.
And every time you went to go get ammo, you would explode and die, and you're like, what the hell happened?
I used to do that.
Oh, no, yeah, everyone, I'm sure, did that because it was effective, very effective.
Yeah.
But again, that's just one example of incompetence and not learning from history. Because you know that term, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Exactly.
And this seems like everyone who worked hard on balancing Battlefield 1 and previous games just totally forgot that they even existed. So it feels like, why?
Yeah.
Why is this
because like
keep
now
happening?
now they have like the tripwire thing for it.
Yeah, it's egregious.
So
right?
it's like finally went back to like the Battlefield 1 model.
Yeah, it just took them a year to fix that.
It's like, why didn't you just do that from the start, right? Because they saw the issues. But
I don't know. But yeah, it's just that's an issue, and we can't have that going forward. And it really relates to the time to kill. And I kind of feel like something terrible happened over there at DICE headquarters. They probably went through some sort of change of leadership. Something went down, and they just ran out of time to do anything. And now they have to play catch up, But yeah, Bruce Banner's right. AP mines rarely kill. If you go back and play BF1, you can clearly see the trip wires and everything, and you can shoot at them. And have you ever shot a tripwire and it doesn't explode?
On Battlefield 1 or
Battlefield 5?
Battlefield 5?
You shoot one of them that nothing happens?
Well, it's if I miss. So sometimes it takes me like several shots.
Let's say you hit
it out.
Let's say you hit it the first time, like it doesn't pop off right away, does it? That's exactly what happened in Battlefield 1. It's the same problem. So it's like maybe one of those legacy bugs or something. But it's just there's too
Johnny
many.
says they kill the person behind you. That happens so much when we're playing, because we'll be squatted up, and I guess Johnny might trip one, but then he's still running, and then Labby will be behind him, and it kills her.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the? Do you still get hit? Chat, maybe Crystal, you might know this too. When you trigger an AP mine, if you react fast enough to go prone, does it still damage you?
Honestly, I never really tried doing that before. I always just like, I'll just oh shit, and like I'll just wait for whatever happens.
People are saying yes, because I remember if you proned right next to it, it would do no damage at all if you react fast enough. But now, it kind of seems like it still hurts you for some reason. I don't think
like if I see one and I'm prone already, it won't go off.
Oh yeah.
But if you're already moving and you already like tripped it, I haven't tried doing that. Like I haven't tried crouching or going prone after tripping it.
People are saying it used to work. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. Like that was like a phantom thing. They didn't really tell us about that. Or it's just a bug. Like I believe it. Anyway, that we went totally off subject there. We were talking about TTK and ended up on AP mines. That's my fault. That's my fault.
No, that's fine. I mean, it's part of the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's countless examples of this reinventing the wheel kind of thing, not trusting your roots, your history. And that kind of seems like that's the biggest issue with this new Battlefield. It kind of seems like a new group of people came in and were like, we want to continue your Battlefield franchise and we're going to make it. But then all the files, all the history, all the paperwork was hidden and locked behind a folder for them not to see. So now they gotta like go off word of mouth or something. And yeah, it just got a little crazy. At this point.
I think also, you know, even with the Christmas TTK thing, I feel like it was, they knew the game wasn't doing very well, you know, and then there's an influx of new players because the game went on sale for like $15-20.
Yeah.
And I feel that it was a business to do what they did.
I think so, yeah.
Which is, I guess it could be, there's two ways to look at it, smart and stupid. Smart as in like, okay, it makes, you know, newer players not just get like annihilated by, you know, older players as quickly. But I guess the issue with that is that because there's people like you, for example, I've been playing since what 1943 or something. Oh, well, some people have been playing all the way back then.
I played like a week of 1942.
Oh, okay. And then those people keep coming back, you know, for the new title.
Yep.
And because of like all the flip-flopping and like extreme changes as opposed to gradual changes in Battlefield 5, they're losing people.
I can tell.
And because I mean, it's amazing to me to see that. Of course, the amount of players on Battlefield 1 is limited, but it's still active. You know, as well as Battlefield 4, it's still active. And then it's like, I don't foresee that happening with Battlefield 5 unless they do something.
Well, now they have, that's a good point. But now they have a whole year. Like, there's not a new Battlefield coming out this year. This is what we got. So I have that little, you know, sliver of hope that what you're saying is gonna happen. That they need to change something. But
I mean, if they want to be successful, maybe possibly successful, because in some ways it's like, okay, it's too late now, but at the same time maybe not, if they somehow do something magical, magic, amazing, then this game will still be viable.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
that's a good point though. What's really kept the other games from not dying was the RSP, the rental server program.
Oh yeah.
People use that religiously to make sure they can get their fix on Battlefield. Now we have it now. It's just so bare bones and kind of like as important as co-op mode is for Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
It's on like that same level as like, oh, it's there, you can go use it, but
yeah, they need to do something
you're
with
not
community games, like more customization, and then because they did away with private servers, right? They're making community games only.
So it was it was called private games at first. But then I don't know what happened, but how dare they call this community games? Because it's so anti-community. It kind of boggles the mind. It would have made more sense as private games, but it wouldn't have really got people back, because I think of the Fallout 76 debacle with their private games. They had like the same kind of title, so maybe they would just wanted to rebrand it again because of that, bad industry terms, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, it's just it's still a private thing. It's not something you can just find in a web browser. I mean,
yeah.
Server browser, excuse me, and just start playing with people. It's
and
not there. It's hidden.
There's a lack of customization in it. Like if it had more customization in it, like a private server on like Battlefield 1 kind of thing, then I think it'll work out a lot better, because then, like, let's say you could do a ping lock, and then people are like, ooh, we don't have to play with like morbidly high pingers, so it should be good.
Yeah.
And so forth. Or like make it so, hey, you can't use the Type 2A, you bitch. Or no tanks. No, like make it infantry only, and so on and so forth. That could be fun.
Oh yeah, and
because it'll be fun. Like experiencing the game in a different way.
Yes, that's why it's so important to the Battlefield franchise. And EA doesn't want it, or DICE doesn't want it, and now we're just given a bare bones. They say that they are gonna improve it and have like a tier system and all that. Haven't heard anything from that. I haven't heard of it just as much as I haven't heard of any updates for Firestorm coming. So I feel like it's just as dead as it is for Firestorm.
They done goofed with Firestorm for sure. Like, I think that thing had a lot of potential. Firestorm.
Yeah.
I never really got to play it. But I feel like it would have been a very smart move to make it free.
Oh yeah, free to play. Like, because everyone said that.
Because I mean, like, okay, look at Fortnite, for example. It started off with like a PvE kind of game called Save the World. And then they made the Battle Royale, which is supposed to be just like in the early stages too, And they made that free. So then somehow it got really popular because it was different, game mode, and like people enjoyed it. And then Fortnite would have sales for their other game, Save the World, where you can actually earn V-Bucks, which is like actual money currency where you could buy cosmetics. And then so people would buy Save the World. And then they could do their little missions and stuff.
I got you,
in between, and earn like V-Bucks over time. And ultimately they end up making more money because, you know, it's kind of like when you start spending money on cosmetic, it's similar to when you get one tattoo, you can't just have one. It's kind of like that. Like once you start, you cannot really stop for a lot
Right.
of people.
And all the cosmetic stuff is kind of new to the whole Battlefield franchise. And you know, I blame Fortnite for all this. It's all their fault. Like it made so much money that everyone kind of just follows. Like, ooh, EA wants that. Oh yeah, I need that money. I need that microtransaction money. So everyone was ordered to put microtransactions in all their games. But that's a whole nother topic. But I hear what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some people, sorry about this, guys. Yeah, some people have been bringing up some topics. Sorry, I didn't want to change the subject all of a sudden when I was talking with Crystal, but let's get into that here real quick. J-Dog is talking about the smoke in Battlefield 5.
Ooh.
The smoke in Battlefield 5 has been going through some weird transitions, especially when it started in Marita. This actual the map here that you can see on your right.
Yes.
So basically the sun was in a particular location where it made all the smoke grenades useless because you can see the shadows right
silhouettes,
behind
people.
The silhouette. So that was a problem. I don't know if they changed the lighting on Marita or changed the smoke itself. I think it was the smoke itself that they made it more voluminous.
Oh yeah, smoke is really dense right now where like if I'm inside smoke, or get res from it, I'm like, I don't know where I'm facing. Where am I?
Yeah, it's very claustrophobic.
And then I'll run the wrong direction. I'll like, you know, sometimes I get killed by a tank, and I'll run directly into a tank, and I just get killed again.
But I mean, the smoke thing now has involved another issue, which is the active or the passive spotting that they implemented a couple patches ago, which they've recently got rid of. But you can still see people through the smoke.
Yes. Which is ridiculous because it like you can't fucking see them. You can't see them.
Yeah, this happens a lot. And it's not even with smoke, it's with bushes. You can just see people with the red triangle. And here we are back to square one. This is something that DICE said they wanted to get rid of.
It's a lazy way of working on visibility. I think it's a really lazy way of doing it.
Oh yeah. Jeez. I'm not telling me twice.
Yeah, it was too ridiculous before. Like when they first started it up again, like it was like you could see everyone. So then flanking became pretty much pointless. I mean, even with the TTK change, flanking is like a lot harder now.
Oh yeah.
And I know you did watch one of my clips of when I went to go stab those people, and I could not see them. And then you notice on the clip that eventually there was a Dorito on one of the guys. So I think you were saying something on your stream about how like maybe that's what saved my life because that's how I managed to see the person. But I actually didn't even notice the Dorito. I noticed the person spawning in the corner of my eye.
I remember you were playing on Hamada, I think, and you were rolling up to that middle flag on like some of the mountainous terrain.
I was like between B and D.
Yeah. And there's a dude, there's a sniper just proned right there, and you got shot at, and you're trying to figure out where the hell you got shot from.
Right.
And
because I heard it.
Right, you heard it, and you were really close to him. So if you were in that same situation, but a patch earlier, it would have saved your life. But because you were almost looking at him, you were in that cone of view.
Yeah.
So if you would have looked at him, the red thing would have popped up. But now that's not a thing anymore because you were too far away. They nerfed it, basically. That's the lazy way of...
He also wasn't a good enough player. If he was really good at shooting and stuff like that, you know, he could have killed me when I was trying to find him.
Yeah.
And then also his buddies spawned. There were 3 of them.
That's what gave it away. Yeah, that's what gave it away right away. And it's it's like, be careful what you wish for in this kind of game, because things can get really bad real quick when you implement these types of changes. This is why we need the community test environment.
Yes, they need to like a test thing. You know,
need to test things.
a
so
test
to make
thingy.
Sure. Yes. So yeah, that's what I think about the smoke in BF5. It went through hell and back, and it's still in hell. So it never came back. It's pretty crazy. I don't like the 3D spotting. Sure, it helps with players, but the smoke barrage is kind of lame too. I would think that would be more useful, but it really is not. Okay. Anyway, next topic here. Any idea Battlefield 6 would be? You have any thoughts on that?
It's probably gonna be, you know, modern or futuristic.
I'm guessing
it's not gonna be. Yeah, it's not gonna be like how Battlefield 1 is World War One, Battlefield 5 World War Two.
Fargo, stop.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a modern one. I don't know what it's gonna be based off of. I mean, there's plenty for them to go off of or
I feel like
to come up with.
I feel like it's so obvious that it's modern that I bet you it won't be what we think it will be. It's gonna DICE just loves reinventing stuff and kind of like
that's true.
You're subjecting your expectations, right? Everyone expects modern because it just has to be in this market right now for next year.
Well, for me, I just think it's modern just because of their pattern. It seems kind of like that pattern.
Their pattern's kind of goofy, Crystal. Like they started in World War II. They went to pretty much like Desert Storm kind of combat, and then they went to modern, you know, U.S. versus, you know, like terrorist groups, I guess, or something like that.
Gotcha.
You know, Chinese wars as well. That was all in BF2. Then after that, it went to you know, the far distant future, 2142, and yeah, everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then later on down the line, we had all the modern shooters, right? BF3, Bad Company, BF4, and then all of a sudden, we're like, "Oh, the next game's going to be Battlefield 5, which what we're playing right now.
Yeah.
BF5 is going to be the next modern shooter. It's going to be awesome." And then they released a trailer for the next Battlefield game, and it was called Battlefield 1. And we watched that trailer for the first time, and we were like, these guys had lost their minds. Like, no one expected the next Battlefield to be a World War I game. And now there's, you think, Crystal, there's a pattern, but there is no pattern with these psychopaths over there in Sweden. They will literally release anything. We don't know what it's going to be like, but this game right now is so bad that we think they have to go modern to be successful.
Gotcha.
I bet you they're not even going to go that way. They're going to go, you know what, fuck you guys. We're going to make what we want to make. And I bet you it's going to not even be modern. It's either going to be super future, like a sequel to 2142. Yeah. Or it's
either modern or future.
Yeah, either it's going to be modern or it's going to be fake. Like they're going to stop going through, you know, historical wars, and it's going to be something fictional, like a fictional war type that involves, like, yeah, the Stone Age.
The Stone Age, yeah.
So they can bring in the dinosaur memes, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Dinosaur Battlefield. Dude, you fucking never know with these people, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe they're gonna make it VR.
Oh my god. Dude, next Battlefield game's
the immersion, man. The immersion. Think about it.
Hey, look at Medal of Honor. What's there? Medal of Honor is a new game out. Guess what it is? VR. It's a VR game. The next Medal of Honor game is a VR game. So, hey, you know, it when you say you want modern, be careful what you wish for, because they're gonna go like, oh, modern, VR,
or the Jetson.
oh man. So again, like, I bet you, dude, I'll put some money on it that they will not make a modern shooter. It's gonna be something we've never seen before. Because
Yeah, that's kind of true.
these
Like,
dudes are ambitious, man. They will.
Because I know Hardline. I heard it's like
mobile game.
cops and cops and
Hardline?
robbers or something.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's very different. I mean, that almost feels kind of like a Counter-Strike vibe, even though it's like counter-terrorist and terrorists.
True.
Um,
They tried it, and they just didn't put a lot of love into it. And it was Visceral Games too. It was a different company.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened at that studio, but it was hard to put out post content, and
Gotcha.
they just put out really good stuff just way too late. So
okay.
it died before it got good, kind of thing.
Oh.
It was very unfortunate. But when it comes to a main, like, will the next Battlefield game be a offshoot like Bad Company 2, or I mean the Bad Company series,
right,
or you know, the cops and robbers like Hardline? Dude, Soft Gerardo, it could actually be a mobile game. Like, sure, that'll be the biggest blunder of all time, because, you know, Blizzard has done that with Diablo, and that turned out to be a total disaster. So I don't think they're gonna actually quite go there, but you never know, man. You never know. EA did say that they are making a new Battlefield game, but I mean, we're all expecting, oh, it's modern. Easy. Like, they have to. It's the only way to survive.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. And like, I wouldn't buy it ahead of time. I mean, I didn't buy this game ahead of time either, but I wouldn't buy it ahead of time just because of the way they've been handling Battlefield 5. I would have to wait until it's out, and then probably check out people streaming it on Twitch as well as YouTube videos, and see how the game is like before I make the purchase. Because I am so glad that I didn't, you know, pre-order Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because not to shit on the game itself, it's more so like, that is not the type of game I would want to play. Like, it's not for me.
And you never played a Call of Duty game before, right?
No, I haven't. But just like watching him. Oh, no. This is not for me.
Yeah, coming from the games you mentioned you played, it's
far too fast paced for me.
It's a whole another can of worms right there. I've also went through the Call of Duty phase, and it got too crazy and repetitive, and it kind of felt like a Madden game, you know, Madden football, where it's just like the same thing every year. Right. I stopped after Black Ops 2, I think. I was like, dude, I'm never playing another Call of Duty game again. And my favorite Call of Duty was Modern Warfare, the COD 4, okay. COD 4. And they, you know, this year we heard about they're re-releasing COD 4 and remastering it, like a new reimagining of it. I was like, dude, I could come back to Call of Duty. This could be a huge thing. Yeah. Battlefield sucks right now. Like, I am not liking Battlefield right now at this stage. And when it comes out, it looks nice. The single player was fantastic. I was like, this is looking real good. But then I start playing it, and they had that conquest mode that they put out. That,
right.
Ground War, and it wasn't out on release, which really bummed me out. I had to wait. And then when it did come out, Battlefield literally put that mode into shame. It's so bare bones. Spawning's hell wonky and annoying. Vehicle gameplay is terrible. And it really goes to show how much effort goes into making a Battlefield game. It's hard to clone. It's hard to clone this type of game. Many
Mm-hmm.
have tried and all have failed. And some of my friends that are playing now are, I want to play a different game that's similar to this, but there's
There's
not
none.
anything out there.
Because even for me, I would want to find something that's similar to try out. But there
Yeah,
isn't anything like it.
right. So it just Battlefield 5 has to get better if Battlefield 6 is to succeed. Otherwise, it'll turn into a mobile game. If no one's gonna buy it, there's your promise kept. It's now a mobile game. So I hope that doesn't happen. But yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Labby has a question here. What do you think they should do with company coins? I have 1.5 million to spend on nothing. I get this a lot. Me and brother Steve talked about this last show. And he's a millionaire as well. I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm still like just stuck in the 200,000s. I don't know what to spend it on, to be honest. Like I'll just buy random stuff. Don't care. It's just because they don't care. They don't care about people who play this game as much as we do. I feel like they have in the past a little bit, but to be honest, I don't think they really focused on the tryhards, the long-term Battlefield players, the veterans that play for thousands of hours. It's not who they're selling the game to.
Right, exactly.
That's your choice, pretty much, to put in that amount of hours. To make money, you have to really talk to the people or sell it to the people who play it for like a day or two, per week. So they have plenty of.
Do you feel like they did
gadgets
for the previous titles?
Oh yeah, they never really thought about it. The only thing they've ever gave us was Easter egg stuff and dog tags. I think that's all they gave us. I don't like skins and stuff. Skins wasn't a thing.
Right.
Battlefield 1. So yeah, it's not really a thing for long-term people. But yeah, what's up, Nosovich? What's up, dude? I feel like Battlefield 5 is dying now. How long do you think till it really dies forever? Crystal brought this up. Crystal said that this might be the first Battlefield game that actually dies off forever when another game comes out. And that's an interesting point. BF1's still alive for a certain amount of reasons. Battlefield 4 is still alive for reasons, right? Probably RSP and the modern combat feel, But this doesn't have a fallback. Battlefield 5 doesn't have the rental server program to keep it alive. It won't have like new content, right? So how are they going to keep it alive? I mean, it's kind of similar to Star Wars Battlefront 1. Like, do people still play? I mean, there's nothing to fall back onto that. They have completely tossed that game to the side, and it is now, I think, completely dead. And that could easily happen to this game as well.
Yeah.
It's a live service. If you don't play it, it dies, right? So, yeah, they'll stop putting out content. This goes to show for battle royales. Same thing. You don't play it, it dies. You need a player base to keep a battle royale alive. And I mean, let's talk about Firestorm. You don't make it accessible first. You introduce a whole bunch of different problems with it, and you don't address those problems. What do you think is gonna happen to your precious BR? It's just gonna be like Cuisine Royale that died 2 years ago, which is making a comeback right now, actually. But
yeah, it's just like their anti-cheat thing is like non-existent.
Yeah, Firestorm is really bad with cheating, actually. So yeah, that's the next thing they need to really focus on is the getting rid of hackers, and because they are just running amok right now in all of our servers.
Oh yeah,
it's really bad. That's one of my biggest issues with the game, for sure. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, did you want to add anything to that, Crystal? Or
Yeah, I guess maybe like, based off the question that was asked, I think we might find out if it's actually going to die forever after like 6.2, probably. Like, is it going to be like
it could
a good enough like fix, so to speak, to make the game viable? And chances are it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Like, well, at least I don't have my hopes up, but I mean, like, who knows? You never know.
You never know. You never know.
We could be surprised, but I don't count on it.
I mean, I had insane expectations for no reason at all because for the 6.0 update. I thought there was going to be huge drastic changes to tank vehicles, and then when I read the patch notes, I'm like, what? Like 75% of it was buffs to tanks. I'm like, you guys are crazy, dude. Like, do you even play your own game? Like, I got livid. I was so mad. And it's like they live in a totally different world or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe we have put ourselves in a bubble ourselves, and we're thinking, no, can't be right. I play this game on the daily, and something's not right here. And then they come out with a fix, and it's total opposite of what you think they're gonna fix. So with 6.2, don't expect anything at all. Like, you.
I mean, I went into 6.2 with no expectation. Like, yeah. I knew better than to have expectations. So you done goof.
Yeah, I have too much hope. I have too much hope because they've always turned every Battlefield game around, every main Battlefield game. BF3, disaster, ended up being pretty damn good. Battlefield 4, disaster, ended up being pretty good. BF1, disaster, ended up being pretty good. Well, not for me. I fucking hate that game. But and BF5, same thing, disaster. Will it end up pretty good? Probably, right? Like, when it comes to chances. But
how long did it take though for those other games
to right now? Better? Right now. A year later. A year and some change later. But now that we are at ground zero, a year and some change later, that's not good. That's really bad. And it's not,
I mean, that's why I say 6.2 is kind of where we're gonna find out.
Yeah, that could be in the nail in the coffin, especially because they keep talking about it.
Yeah, they keep hyping it up and everything, and it's like, well, it'll get old for. I mean, it has gotten old for a lot of players, like avid players.
But anyway, one question here from Sweet Dream saying thanks for a follow too. Do you think they will incorporate naval warfare into Battlefield 5 with the Pacific maps being added? I mean, they kind of already have, right, Crystal? You got the floaty tanks.
Yeah, but that's a tank, and they're typically not on land when they're being used.
You got the dinghy boat.
Yeah, the dinghy.
The dinghy. That's pretty much. I think that's it.
Yeah, because I know in Battlefield 1 they had like these almost like submarine-looking things that could shoot torpedoes. Not that it gets used very much, but at least they have that. Whereas Battlefield 5, we only had Bodhi tanks. Or if you stay in the spawn and that AA gun thing.
Yeah, there's some boats coming out.
Yeah,
I think, but
that's about it.
There's no real maps. Like I was thinking, Mercury. I thought that they were gonna bring in the Firestorm dinghy, or not the dinghy, but that Fooble wagon floaty Mick thing. I don't know what it was called, but I thought they were gonna add that or some boats because we saw a lot of water with like an island off the shore, or like, ooh, that's gonna be a really cool flag. But when the actual map comes out, it has none of the such. And I'm like, dude, wasted opportunity here. Like, you had some naval warfare, and then bring up the Pacific and add naval warfare. Right now, it's just a bunch of landers and invasion force is what they went with. It's not like a Battlefield 4 type of boat on boat action or BF1 boat on frigate action. That's just not a thing. They never advertised it in this game like they advertised in BF1 because they were always about air, land, and water or a sea combat.
Right.
This was never advertised as that. This is poorly advertised, period. But naval combat, I don't think we'll ever see naval combat in this game. We saw,
probably not, just based on what we've seen so far with the game.
Yeah. The helicopter. And why not, right? They said it's hard to implement it in the multiplayer maps. I don't understand why, like, you can't copy paste, like. I don't know. Maybe they don't have access to the files. Like, a helicopter would work great on some of the maps, just as like a transport vehicle. It'll bring some content, that's for sure. People like shooting those little. Yeah. They don't go very fast. Like a tank could like murder that thing with ease. It'll be hella funny if they brought that. But that's another reason why people think the next Battlefield game is going to be modern, is because you can bring back the helicopters now and the little birds and all that good stuff everyone remembers from their favorite Battlefield games. But that's why everyone thinks it's modern. But I'm telling you, man, it might not be modern at all. And yeah, anyway. But yeah. Let's see. Other questions, guys? Oh, any big game really dies until the server shut down? Yeah. I mean, these servers aren't up 24/7, right, Crystal? I mean, once it dies, it disappears, even with community games. So you're going to come into Battlefield 5 one day, and there's going to be zero things to see.
Exactly.
On the server browser. It'll be completely empty. So,
and then it takes forever to fill up, because I see like servers start up, and it's like nobody has the patience to sit there and wait.
No, and it won't come, because a lot of people use the quick play action to queue them up into servers.
That's true.
And it used to work great. Oh my god, that was like the one thing that actually worked at the beginning of the game, and then it stopped because it started putting us in like European servers. And so I just stopped using it because I was like, okay, that's enough. And it usually put me in unbalanced servers. That's a whole another topic right there. Is unbalanced servers, and that's why I stopped using that.
That's true.
Option. So the less people use it, the less your games will fill. So yeah, it's a tough thing to really think about. Oh, this is Schwimmwagen. Yes, that's what it was called. Gerardo, if you think about it, they're drifting the bare minimum to service this game just so player base doesn't abandon it entirely. There's practically no monetary incentive to keep dishing out high quality bulk content. I mean,
yeah, you have a point.
It is true. That's what I hoped the live service would be. Big content drops like in premium, and then little things every week like challenges or skin or something. That's how I envisioned it, right? If I was the head of the studio, I would have major content drops every once in a while. Maybe not as often as premium service, but I would keep that same system. Just when there's downtime, I would put in, weekly skins and like they were explaining, the Tides of War missions. Ooh, unlock a new gun this week. But when it's time for, that third month or that next quarter, let's do 3 map drop, a theme, a new chapter. That's what I thought it would be like. But now it's just whatever they can actually finish and work on time will release it as a content drop. No.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so wrong. I would be so disappointed. And that's exactly where we ended up now. And it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. And it's just, they're playing catch up right now.
Especially since this game, could be absolutely amazing. Like it looks fucking beautiful compared to,
right. I mean, you're playing the game.
Yeah.
You came from Fortnite. This game, that's the catch. That's the grab. And
exactly.
I think they just went too much into that visual aspect of it. Like the art direction just went nuts. And then they're like, well, forget about the gameplay.
Right.
Let's just catch people right away and hope they stick. Get that initial first purchase, sell the unit. That's all we care about right now. So it sucks where we are right now, for sure. I agree, Foggy. Lack of tools. Yeah, that's another thing. So what I've been noticing right now, Crystal, is with the new content drop, I have never seen, especially comparing to the previous content drop, I've never seen this amount of West Coast servers in my life in this game.
Oh, I know. I'm like, woo!
There's
nice.
A lot of people coming back, even in my time zone. So, or in our time zone, I can't believe the amount of people that are filling up the server. So I can't say it's a dead game, but it could very well be in like a month or so because people are gonna get tired of it,
Yeah, I think like people right now they're waiting for 6.2. I mean, I'm waiting for 6. I mean, I'm sure I'll still play even after 6.2. So as long as my friends are playing, because I enjoy this game when I play with my friends, not playing alone. Because of the banter of us trolling one another, working together as a squad. Yeah, that's what keeps me playing the game.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at this. I always like this one. We showed it quite a bit of times on.
Oh god,
the game got exposed. Here, check this out, guys.
Oh, am I stuck?
What's up, Jan Kroll, dude? Glad you're alive, man.
Yeah, I'm stuck. Uh-oh.
Are people there?
No, I got out of the vehicle and I am in some weird place of the map.
You went.
If you look at my
covered
stream,
some ground, Crystal.
Okay, I came back inside the map.
You went all the way to the beach.
Oh no!
Oh
no! Did I get glitched out? Oh no!
Watch,
we're both glitched outside. Oh no! Oh no!
You couldn't shoot anybody, right, Crystal?
No, thank God. We
Oh
can't.
my God!
Because I was like, oh shit! I hope we can't shoot anyone.
Where am
Yeah.
I?
You escaped.
Where are you guys right now?
I don't know.
And this was the second part here.
Okay, let me. I swim in.
You check you can like come out of
I'm
the
out.
ground. Like,
That's like 4 miles away where you are.
Yeah, I know.
you gotta climb up, sort of.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Wait, wait, wait,
couldn't
wait, wait,
believe
wait.
that.
Okay, okay, I'm
Okay,
ready.
you ready for me and Check to come up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Come on, Check.
Then my zombie buddies coming out.
Yeah.
I need brains.
Brains.
Ah!
Oh, what? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Lord? Checky came out.
Oh,
You.
God.
Where'd
Where
you
are you,
go?
bro?
Lord,
Under
no!
the boat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Lauren.
I can't get out.
Can you come back?
What
to-
happened,
to
Lauren?
this side?
Drowned. It just says drowned.
I think he said he probably went like under that ship or something and couldn't get out. And he ended up drowning.
Oh no, man.
But it's things like this. Well, okay, not that glitch particularly, but you know how like Lauren and our friend Checky, they were just like acting like zombies. Like those are the things that makes it fun. Like the silly like things that we do on the game.
What's up, Tron? Yeah, Tron agrees. Only fun when playing with friends. Otherwise, the game lacks soul. May as well be playing with NPCs.
That is true.
True. I have to get extremely lucky. If I'm playing by myself, no one's on. I just have to get on that god team. Because when you're joining a server and there's room in the server, you're probably going to be you're taking the spot of a person that raged off of the server. You know, the chances are. So if you find that one server where your team's god mode, you might have fun, you know?
Right.
But that's not going to happen every time.
One of the things I wish that did happen on Battlefield was that games were a lot more close. But I have no idea how they would ever be able to implement something of that sort because friends always join off, you know? So.
You join my friends, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no way to really get a balance because level doesn't necessarily mean you're good. Though, of course, obviously, if you're high level, you've been playing this game for quite some time versus someone low level. The probability of someone low level being not that great of a player is significantly higher. You know, like, I think people might see me, like, when I join a game, like, level 190 something. They're like, oh my god, that person must be great. And it's like, I'm a little above average at best, you know?
You're ranked 190?
I think so.
Oh my god, I think you were almost like 100 levels higher than I am or something.
Nah. I don't get that high of a score in the game, so I don't particularly level up all that fast. You know, I have a lot of playtime. So...
Yeah, it's usually
because there's plenty of people who are much better players that are lower level than me.
I've been noticing that a lot. Like, there's a lot of lower level, like 70, 80, and they're just trashing me, just dumpster on these. Like, man,
because some of the people, they took a break, or they took a break from the game and they came back.
They're just really good players, right?
Right, they were good players to begin with.
Yeah. But that whole vibe and atmosphere now is just, you're low level, you have 150 ping, you're a cheater. Like, that's just what we think. But that's usually that's not always
the case, yeah.
No. So
it's only if they get some kind of funky KD or like weird way of killing people, then it's like, oh, they're probably like macro or something.
Yeah.
You know, something's off.
Yeah. Good night, Odd Job, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Night.
Karen Kroll, Julian used to beat me for playing a lot. I did. Hey, man. You were putting an absorbent amount of hours in this game, and now look at you. Yeah, you probably, oh my god, you're glowing, Jenna Kroll. Didn't you start like streaming again? Oh man, it's, you know, a break always does a body good, right, Crystal? Always.
Oh yeah.
So, oh no, you didn't. Shit. All right, Crystal. We've been going on for 2 hours. What?
Ah,
Oh
time
my
flies
god.
when you're
Let's see.
discussing Matt. We're
I
all
know-
masochists.
I
playing
know.
Battlefield 5.
You want to try the bazooka. I have not unlocked. You haven't unlocked the bazooka yet?
No, not yet. I do
You
have a
gotta-
plunger.
Yes.
Plunger is fun.
Yes.
It's just so silly and goofy.
It brings back the whole sandbox feel that they're trying to go for, that they keep talking about.
Mm.
And if you put the tools in there, people will play with them, right? That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem with BF5 is that they were lacking that. It was just like a gun or a crappy launcher that got nerfed, or there's not a lot of stuff. And I thought that's why Wake Island was going to be a total ass, is because it didn't have fast vehicles. Like when Iwo Jima released, they had these Japanese Jeeps that were super fast.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
could
yeah,
turn
yeah,
them
yeah.
really fast, and they're really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah.
That's what this game has been missing, is fast transports.
I mean, like,
it's a huge thing in Battlefield.
you know what's one thing I wonder, since that lunge mine came out? What
Mhm.
happens if, like, you're driving a vehicle, you have a bunch of people with it, like, holding it?
Yeah.
Can you actually, like, hit people with it
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
driving
Yeah, people have been jousting
and just go jousting
That's right.
with vehicles?
Yeah, people have been doing that. It's been really like buggy. I mean, it doesn't work too much in boats, but I've seen people joust in boats, and that was pretty funny. But I haven't seen some. Maybe it'll come out a little later when more people unlock it. You'll probably see some more Jeep jousting, and I think again those fast moving dinghies and the Jeeps, that's what you need on big maps, and you need a lot of them. And they did that for Pacific, and it kind of made it work. It's just there's so many other problems with the game that kind of
right.
really slowed it down. But that kind of saved Wake Island. Going from one place to the other, take the dinghy.
Otherwise you have to run all the way across.
And Wake Island, it's been in so many previous games, and when I go back and like try to think of how I played this map, I would always be in a fast transport vehicle. And here's a problem though. the visibility is quite long in this game. In BF2 there was like a haze or something, and it was hard to see far distance, but the dinghies are literally like one shot kills from like tanks that can laser you. So it's very dangerous, so less people start using them.
I mean, you can't go straight. You gotta zigzag.
You gotta bob and weave. Man, I tried.
Bob and
man.
weave.
They still get me every time. Those monster tanks. But yeah, it's flatter than all the previous Wake Islands, and flatter makes me madder.
Okay, see, I don't know about that because I don't have experience, in other Wake Islands. Well, I think I played like a Battlefield 1 map that is supposed to be like a Wake Island type map. So it was very different.
Yeah, I think the last one I was in was BF3. I think that was the last Wake Island, I think. I don't remember. I think it was BF3.
Okay, but the thing with Battlefield 5 that's better than Battlefield 1 for sure is gunplay.
Right. Yeah. I 100% agree, because there's no suppression mechanic. Do you know much about the suppression mechanic in BF1?
I mean, you can spam Q and you're gonna get yourself plenty of Doritos. Plenty.
When you get shot at, and you're
marked, aren't you?
I don't,
or something
I
like
don't
that.
know. You could just spot them like a Q spot, right?
Yeah.
But when they shoot at you and you try to shoot and you're suppressed, your gun automatically gets less accurate. So you
Really?
yeah.
That's what happens when I'm
So,
suppressed on that game? I didn't
imagine
know that.
imagine when you're getting sniped at, you're under suppressive effect and you try to snipe back, your bullet will just go like make a right angle turn.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's
Guns don't work that way.
No, but that's exactly what happened. It was the worst shit ever, dude.
Oh.
But it's not audio hacked. It's not the same as it was in BF4 and BF3. That was like visual suppression. That's what we have now, Crystal, is visual suppression. So wherever you shoot, that's where the bullet will go. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The other thing was that I didn't like about BF1 that really killed me off was the sweet spot mechanic. So basically, when you're a sniper, you have a one-hit kill range limit. So if there's a dude standing in that sweet spot, 100 meters away, you can get a one-shot body shot kill. Doesn't have to be a headshot.
Oh.
But if they're like 50 meters closer or 50 meters further away, it needs 2 shots to kill.
Okay, that's no. Yeah, that's guns don't work that way.
Amazing that they got away with this, right? But yeah, that's why I hated Battlefield 1. It was for those stupid gunplay mechanics. But yeah, BF5 is a lot better. No, yeah, Jennifer was right.
What?
Oh yeah,
Battlefield 1 has way nicer gun skins.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Way nicer.
Yeah, we get the goofy ones now.
Yeah, and also for Battlefield 1, I noticed that it's like subtle details, but they're very like, if you're in a map that's raining, right?
Yep.
You can see the, like the water drops fall onto your gun and like drip off and like beads build and all that. And we don't get that on Battlefield 5.
That's interesting. I never really noticed. All we get, you know what we get now? Mud. I think that's all we get.
We get mud and blood.
Mud and blood, yes.
But then once it stays on, it doesn't move.
Okay.
See, it's like I like the fact that it's like the realism in that aspect. Like, it's like, ooh.
Maybe it works at like extreme
like ultra settings?
Yeah, ultra settings. Maybe, I don't know, I don't play on ultra, so
that's possible.
I know if you increase the damage effect, or not damage effect, forget what it was called, but if you increase that effectiveness, you can see way more blood being splattered against the walls. It actually is quite scary. I've seen some console footage on Ultra, and they're getting shot in the caves, and there's just blood splatter everywhere. It was like, whoa, how do I get that? It's like, you just gotta turn that to Ultra, but I'm gonna lose like tons of frames doing that. So
yeah, that's true. I would want to see that. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's quite weird. So maybe the water droplets and all that, you might have to turn it up to, or maybe the weather effects to like ultra, and we might get it. But yeah.
Comment in the chat about Battlefield 1 just now about how it looks more realistic than Battlefield 5. Honestly, I do feel that difference to a certain extent. Like, I feel when I play Battlefield 1, it feels more like like it's like a war. It's like a battle. Feels more like a battle. Whereas Battlefield 5 feels very open, like an open shooter. Whereas Battlefield 1 feels more like I'm inside a battle. It feels more immersive to me.
Interesting. Are you talking about like specific game modes or
no
Conquest.
Well, I usually play Conquest for both. I'm comparing Conquest for both games.
Okay, I guess I can see that. These maps are way bigger from
Oh yeah.
what I can tell, and I mean Iwo Jima Conquest is the most ridiculous conquest map I think I've ever seen in any Battlefield. It literally just doesn't make any sense to me, but that's the way it flows, I guess. Maybe that's what the computer told them. I don't know, but previous people I've talked to on the show, we've gone into that like deeply, and pretty much the takeaway is, do you design your map for a specific game mode or for all game modes, and which is better? Like which can you like over time make a better map or more memorable map? I give you an example. Davman Peak was a map in Battlefield 3, and it was mainly made for rush game mode, and it was very unique in how you would progress through it, right? And that map was made for that game mode. And now you come to like Battlefield 5 and you play Iwo Jima and you play the Breakthrough. It's like, whoa, this map was made for Breakthrough because it was an experience all the way up to the mountaintop, right?
Yeah.
But when you play Conquest on Iwo Jima, it's like, what is this? It's
right.
slow, it's boring. The attackers are like, and defenders main caps are like right next to each other. And we're like, whoa, we're on the beach, we're attacking one flag, both teams are attacking the first gimme flag at the same time. So, and the other team the Japanese team has a higher ground, so they're kind of like shooting down you with all their tanks. They're like, what's the point of even attacking that map or that flag on foot? It's just, It doesn't seem like it was designed to go that way. This is just something they slapped together and just kind of works, I guess. So it's just weird things like that. And you can't have every map designed for all game modes. I think it's better to limit them, you know? So, I mean, that's just my opinion.
Alsandan, like, the part that bothers me with that map is that big empty space between A to F and the back of D. That could be another objective point. That could be an objective G, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because Hamada even has an objective G. It's like, why can't you put an objective G on Alsandan in that empty space, even though it's super morbidly open? But I feel like it's a waste of space, you know?
Yeah, that map. I mean, all my friends I talked to, we were like, sure, it's not coming out. It's been delayed, but it's gonna be crap when it comes out. Like, it's a huge open map. We already have our problems now. Like, look at Panzerstorm. Like, I don't know anybody that actually likes it unless they're a tank player that sits in the back. But it's just, it was gonna be the same thing. And it was like, they're selling it as like, it's the biggest Battlefield map ever made. It was like, so what? Like, it doesn't mean it's gonna be fun. Like, you're just making it big for the sake of it being big.
Right.
It's just
I mean, I don't really mind Panzerstorm. So as long as I'm not playing the entire map. If I'm just going between,
you can't. That's the problem with it.
Objective E up top, and then the middle, objective D, and then down below, objective C. I'm just like within those points, it's not that big of a deal. But it's like there's still a lot of wasted space on the map.
Yeah, in my opinion, that makes it a bad map.
If
I think of all the good maps over the last 12 years of playing Battlefield, there's no wasted space. There's no
that's true.
oh, that flag way over there. Boy, was that a banger. Like no, those are just the trash map. It really has to flow properly and have good flanks. Like that's why I like the jungle map quite a bit on Conquest.
Oh yeah. The new one, right?
Yeah, it kind of seems like you're just not trapped. Sometimes you can be if the tanks are surrounding you. There's nothing you can do, or snipers surrounding you. That's just your own fault. You goofed. But there are flanking routes that are insane.
Yes. That is what I really like about that new map.
All the way around. And back cap. I don't know if you guys notice playing the new map, but you're getting back capped a lot, right? You're losing D.
Yeah.
And you can't.
And you don't know how they slip through because it's like there's so many different routes you can take.
Yes.
And it's that's a lot better.
It's good.
I don't like it on Breakthrough though. But in Conquest, it's a good map.
Yeah, for sure. There's just not too much. I think it's a little too big for Conquest. Because there's not a whole lot of action, and usually if you do get into action, it's a tank that kills you. So it's it can get better for sure. But I mean, it can be improved. It can be improved. And I think that's what they should focus on. They should focus on the maps they have now and make them legendary status, and change the flow of, Panzerstorm or something. Maybe make it a little less open space.
Right. So there's less wasted space.
Less wasted space. Like, they can work on those kind of things, yeah. You have a big fan.
Oh, that's my friend, Erica.
What's up, Erica? But, yeah.
One of my Fortnite buddies.
Oh, sweet. I wanted to show you a couple more clips just to laugh off of. So we can pretty much end the show here. We'll probably bring up another topic, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh,
check out this one. Something happened here. This was quite frightening. Here, check this out.
Oh, no! Don't do that! Don't do that! Oh my god!
Classic Battlefield. Classic.
It baffled me that the plane didn't even hit me. Because clearly the wing just should have either decapitated me or sliced my body in half, but it didn't even touch me.
I think it went into the sand.
It did, but okay, if you
it went underneath you.
But look at that. How am I fucking alive or not even hurt?
Jesus. This guy wanted you dead. Yeah, look at that. Man. You can see his face right here. Oh my god. Oh man. This is one of your crazy. This is another one that freaked you out here.
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god. I just spawned on E, and that fucking stag hound just bursted through the wall and ran me over. That stag hound was silent.
Another issue.
Because the thing is okay, I spawned, right? And then you can see I'm kind of looking around. I'm kind of trying to see, okay, there's a dead guy right outside. So I'm trying to listen for footsteps because I can see, the circle thing is still, really full. So he literally just died. But I also wasn't paying attention to the kill feed. But so I was like, okay, maybe someone killed him. Infantry. So I was trying to hear for footsteps, if it's someone coming from the front, behind, if it's from across in a distance or what. And all of a sudden, the fucking Kool-Aid man burst through the wall.
That would scare shit out of me too.
I was literally jump scared.
The audio problems in this game was this close for me not to buy this game or actually not play it at all or stream it. Because I was streaming in BF1, that's where I started, and then transitioning over to BF5, and I refused to play like the second part of the alpha and the second part of the beta because the audio was so bad. I couldn't hear literally anything. People were like shooting right next to me, couldn't hear them. Enemies were right next to me or in front of me, couldn't hear them. I usually get knifed a lot. Vehicles, couldn't hear them. They're deadly silent Tesla vehicles. And they slightly got better when the game released, but footsteps still were not. It took them a long time to fix that.
Yeah. I mean, even for right now, like from time to time, I still don't hear footsteps.
No.
And then I hate it when I get bayonet charged. I don't even hear a guy coming.
No,
it's like silent.
Yeah, you hear it when you're bayonet charging, but yeah.
Yeah, but I remember there was a point in time where I was able to hear a guy screaming if he's bayonet charging towards me.
I don't.
So recall. I could react to it.
I don't recall, but on BF1, you definitely could hear him.
Oh yeah,
yelling like crazy.
Or just like when I get stabbed now.
Yeah.
I don't hear the person. Unless they're actually walking, but it's very doubtful that they were walking. And it happens to like Labby a lot. She always gets stabbed and bayonet charged, and she's like, "What? Where did that come from? I didn't even hear it."
I was playing TDM last night, and there's a dude running full force, slipping and sliding everywhere. I could barely hear him at all. There was no thumping, no bass coming through. When he was on specific, like, the only way I can hear certain people is if they're like in water or in mud. Like I can hear the splash.
Because it's like the squishy sound of the mud or like the splashing of the water.
It really pops out. And you definitely know like when someone's climbing a ladder or swimming. Like it's just that unique sound like, oh my God, he's right there.
It's very distinct.
Yeah. But when you're just on concrete or wood, like you can hear it when you're in first person. You can hear the wood when you're running around in like a barn or something. But if you're outside and you're trying to listen for that, you can't hear them. It's something about the flooring audio. I don't know, but you go back BF1. Go ahead, go back. You got BF1 installed, right?
Yeah.
Go back in BF1 and listen to people indoors. You will know exactly where they are, upstairs or downstairs.
Right.
No matter what they're stepping on, especially if it's wood planks, you can hear them directionally. It's not in this game, and I wonder if they nerf that because people are too easily targeted, and they want to give the newbie a better chance to survive. I don't know. It could be a bug or it could be that. I got my conspiracy hat on.
Right. Because it's like,
but I hate it.
Like realistically, you should be able to hear people fucking stomping and shit.
Yeah,
unless they're actually walking, then okay, you can make it so that's silent. So you should be able to hear the footsteps. Right now, what I notice since they changed the footstep sound, like sometimes I get all paranoid when I hear teammates' footsteps because they're so fucking loud that sometimes I can't tell if it's an enemy or not. And then I just start like looking like behind me. I was like, oh, it's Johnny or it's Labby or it's Lorne.
Guess what? Another example. Remember the tripwire thing? They did fix this in BF1. They actually made friendly footsteps a lot quieter. But now it's just like
they just made footsteps in general all louder.
Now everything
as opposed to like one or the other.
Whoa, Gabby Rose! Oh my God, coming in hot. The raid.
Ooh, the other Battlefield lady.
Yes, many Battlefield ladies. We have a Battlefield lady right here, iarecrystal. I don't know if you guys know her, but she's super cool. And we've been talking with her for a couple hours now, 2.5 hours. But yeah, we're talking about Battlefield. It's the only Battlefield show here on Twitch. If you guys got any questions from Gabby Rose's stream, hit us up, man. I mean, I got nothing. You got nothing, anything to do, Crystal? Anywhere to be or anything? Yeah. Hey, throw us some questions. Do you like Battlefield? Do you hate it? Have you ever played it? Gabby, what were you playing? Huh?
I think she was playing Battlefield.
She was playing Battlefield?
Yeah, she was. I saw her in my followed list thing. She was streaming Battlefield.
Yeah. How you liking the new updates and everything, guys? Let me know. We're talking about it right now. Chapter 6, jungle maps, lunge mines, bazookas. They're bringing back that sandbox feel, I feel, and it's kind of working. It's getting some people back, but is it enough? I don't know. Your stream is on max quality. My laptop just can't handle it. Restart your stream, maybe? No! 1080p, baby. I'll put if you can't watch it live, I'll put it on YouTube right after we're done. Okay, you can check that out at your leisure. All right. Sorry, I'm not a partner yet, so I can't like always have that guaranteed different quality selection. I bet. So it's probably not on. I know I'm streaming at 1080p, but yeah. Anyway, what's up, Dimples? I hate Battlefield. It's the worst thing I've ever been addicted to. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat. I'm a huge Battlefield fan, and we've been talking with Crystal. Crystal, this is her first Battlefield game, and she got hooked because of her friends got her hooked into it. And you say you like the challenge, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, I like the challenge. It's different because, I've like when I play Counter-Strike, if you burst fire, then it's like, oh, okay, you don't really deal with the recoil, And then, same with Fortnite. It's like if you burst fire, you don't really deal with a recoil issue. Whereas here, it's like, oh god, there's actual recoils in these guns. Where you have to like I had to learn you have to pull down your mouse a bit to control it, or you have to burst fire more. And I think that makes it fun for me because it's different. It's not just like point and shoot.
Yeah, but you didn't uninstall it day one after playing that, right?
I didn't start at the very, very start of the game. I think I played a teeny tiny bit during chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped because I was still playing Fortnite at the time. And then eventually I was playing much more during chapter 3 and onward.
There's a lot more content, for sure.
Right. And I'm also kind of sad because I didn't get the fire axe because of that.
Oh, no.
I missed out on that.
Yeah, and that's gone forever, huh?
Yep.
Ask EA help. Sometimes if you ask them, they'll give it to you. They'll unlock it. I don't know. I've seen it before. Go on EA help and say, oh, I couldn't get my fire axe a long time ago because I had a bug or something. And they're like,
okay,
oh,
but now if I
that.
do that, they could, if they were to, stumble upon this podcast, they're gonna be like, oh, she a lying motherfucker. She just wants some free shit.
Rip. Let's see here. Soft Gerardo. Oh my god, another topic redeemed. I don't know if you guys discussed this earlier, but what are your predictions for chapter 7? We did not discuss that, actually.
No, we didn't.
Do you think the Soviets might get introduced? Or do you think it's going to be a continuation on the Pacific? What do you think, Crystal? I'm intrigued.
First off, I am not a World War buff, so I am ignorant as shit about these battles and stuff like that. So I don't know how much more there is to the Pacific, the war in the Pacific. Chapter 7. So I wouldn't know what chapter 7 could be, assuming Pacific ends.
It's like a chronological thing. So they started at the beginning of the war. That's where like Narvik and all that stuff, like the U.S. and all those guys weren't involved yet. It's all like, you know, Hitler's kind of trying to take over Europe at that time.
Gotcha.
And, you know, us Americans are still trying to figure out, are we going to get into the war or not? And we didn't. We were very against it. But then Pearl Harbor happened. And then we're like,
oh, hell no.
Fuck those guys. We're getting in this shit right now. So, you know, the Japanese attacked us. So this is where we're at now. Chapter 5. Iwo Jima was happened a little later. So after that, that's when the Russians got involved. And they were like, fuck you, Hitler. Like, you ain't going to take our land. So that's when all that happened. They started going against Hitler's regime. Okay. And then that's where we came into the other front from England. That's where we attacked in Saving Private Ryan. You know that movie?
Yeah.
That's when we attacked with a whole bunch of other countries to invade Europe. So we got Russians on the right side, and we got the Allies coming in from the top of Europe. And then we crushed them in Berlin, and that was the end of the war. Oh, Russia got to Berlin first, and
then I hope they do bring in Russia.
Yeah,
you know, another faction. I mean, that's a lot of content.
Yes, yeah, that's what everyone kind of expected.
A lot of weapons.
Oh, yes.
More map.
So chapter 7, most likely, if they're going in order, will be Russia and all that craziness, because more people died during that time of the war than any other part of time in the war. It was bad. It was really
it would be fucking stupid for them to leave it out of the game.
Absolutely. Yes. Stalingrad, like, one of the worst.
It's like erasing it.
More gas masks. Watch they introduce a gas grenade. I will.
Ooh.
Don't give them any ideas. All right. Don't get excited about this, Crystal. We've had this time in Battlefield 1. It was awful. I was forced to wear a gas mask all the time. I don't want that back. Please don't give them any ideas. But it's too late now.
You know what they need to fucking do for this game? Let us get syringe kills. Why can't we poke people?
I like how you could with like a glitch. Did you try that?
I never got the glitch. I don't even know how you would end up with a glitch.
Yeah, I don't know how to end up either, but yeah. What? I don't know. It's part of the reviving mechanic thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just because they didn't want it to be a gadget slot. I think I remember at the beginning. It's just a direction.
Find a way to implement it. Just because it's like,
yeah,
come on, let me poke people with my dirty rusty needle.
It was such a meme
filled with diseases. It's just silly. It's funny, you know, kind of like how they had Calibre on Battlefield 1, the little tiny pistol. We have the Liberator now, but I mean, it's yeah, and then you just like take forever to reload it, and it's not as fun to use it though.
Would you think? Let's start with Gerardo here. Let's see. Well, to be fair, DICE has been warning us with all these gas mask skins. No. Stop it. Stop. Yabo. Would you think DICE would? What's up with all the capital letters? would you think DICE would add a ghillie suit to the game? Yeah. If you look at the trailer for this map, they were wearing a type of ghillie suit. They're like covered in leaves and shit. They got a lot of crap for that, so they might not release that at all. But I think so. What do you think, Crystal?
I guess the issue with it would be like, okay, we can't fucking see people. especially if they're a goddamn sniper or MG42 user. Lord.
There you go. There's your answer in there.
You know, because we're already having visibility issues. Unless they somehow fix visibility, you know, it could be doable. But
They tried and they failed.
Because that's it'll end up being a bit like sort of like a pay to win skin. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's pay for an advantage. Like, okay. All right, now that we're on this subject, I wanted to bring it up actually. Before this chapter came out, we've heard that they're gonna stop releasing guns for Tides of War missions, the weekly ones, and we're gonna start adding them to the chapter rewards.
Right.
And people were thinking, oh my god, it's pay to win. They're going to have all the guns at the end. So you can pay right up front and get them early. Right? Because you can pay money to skip chapters.
Correct.
But now, what do you guys think? Now that it's released, now that the chapter is on a roll, do you still think it's pay to win?
For me, my personal opinion on it and experience with it so far, no. I don't feel like it's an issue.
Me neither. It's a huge non-issue.
It's not an issue. I feel that, hey, if people decide to do that, it'll be more money in their pockets. And my hopes is that with more money in their pockets, maybe they'll do something with that damn money.
Right. I would have been wholly 100% with them. First, you can make money, right? That's always great. Don't you want to make money? You're a business, right? And two,
right.
Don't piss off people because you got a lot of pissed off people already. So make sure they can get it early. All right. What's the first thing that happens? Oh, I'm sorry. We accidentally released 2 weapons for free for everybody.
Right.
They didn't stick with that, Crystal, and they actually removed them for like a second. These evil people at DICE. And they're like, okay, we saw that you had fun, so here you go. And they actually gave us the 2 weapons that they accidentally released. Even the whole map in general. So we got 2 weapons right off the bat. Everyone's happy, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing you have to unlock is in the first few levels. And guess what? Even on top of that is the Tides of War weekly mission is literally a tier skip to get you there even faster.
Right.
Yeah. And on top of that, if you want to spend $30, which I don't recommend it, like I don't know. You can do whatever you want with your money, but if you do spend that $30 on the booster pack, you can get those guns even faster. Like you'll skip over like 10 tiers or whatever. So is it pay to win? I mean, you got 2 guns right away for free. And you got a crusty old looking LMG and a bazooka. Still think it's pay to win?
No. I don't think so. Nah. I at least I haven't seen. Okay, I haven't really seen the bazooka in action, so I don't really know what it does.
One thing. Yeah. A lot of people say it's.
I did unlock the LMG. I do like it.
Nice.
But I don't really see like big issues with it. How it's being used. And so, at the moment, for this current chapter, it is not an issue for pay to win.
Yeah. I forgot about the XP. Toten just brought it up. You get more XP now every round. Compared to previous chapters. You get more. And you get even more if you're at the top of the leaderboards. You get like I don't know. I didn't really do the math on it. But from what they tell us, you get more XP. If you're more dedicated.
Oh, you know what? One of the things I did like from Battlefield 1 that we don't have are the assignments for specializations within your character. Like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Those
like 3
the
that you can
perks.
choose.
Yeah. I forgot what
And
those are called, but yeah,
I forgot what they're called, but they're like some of those, assignments are a bitch to complete, Like, it's
Mhm.
very time consuming for me as well as for my friends.
Yeah.
But I like that kind of customization. And also the other thing with like Battlefield 1 that I like is when it comes to the magnification of your, let's say, iron sight or just even your whatever scope you have, you can change the magnification as opposed to, hey, this is for Battlefield 5, 3x scope. It's like that permanent. But you can't make it like, let's say I want to make my 3x scope to be like 2.5x, you know?
Nope.
We can't do that. I
No.
like that you could do that on Battlefield 1.
It was definitely a step back. I'm not sure why, like, if they would have proposed that to us for like feedback, because they value our feedback so much, I bet you it'd be overwhelmingly positive that we have more choices with our attachments. And yeah, I don't think they took that feedback at all. They just kind of, oops, we forgot.
Yeah.
That's something they can implement. I mean,
I think it could be implemented. I don't think it'd be too difficult for them to do it.
Yeah, I think that would be a good quality of life change for sure.
Because the other thing I noticed for Battlefield 5, I really hate the iron sights for Battlefield 5. Like iron sights, buckhorn sights. It's just like hard to see. Whereas on Battlefield 1, like it's good. Like you can see very clearly.
I loved iron sights. Now, there are some iron sights in this game that I like, but they're like on automatic weapons.
Like SCG.
Yeah, like I can see, but in like the ribeye rolls, that has like a very good visual scene. It's just one little notch at the top. But when you have specific like sniper rifles with like the 3-pronged iron sight, I mean, sometimes I like lose my target super easily.
Yeah.
So I like them more in BF1. I would agree for sure. BF5 sucks, as if you would play it. What's up, chicken? Man, we have gone. I think this might be the longest Battlefield show in the history of Battlefield shows.
I thought the one with Big Brother Steve was longer.
I think it was around this time, like 2 hours and 40 something minutes, for sure. But there's so much to talk about,
especially since chapter 6 just came out.
Yeah, we talked about the plunger. I love it. I think it brings a lot of attitude to the game, and a lot of weird shit happens.
Yeah.
We like the map. Maybe not breakthrough. Breakthrough's kind of
not breakthrough, but Conquest is okay. I wish there was less tanks.
Yeah.
I think it has a bit too many tanks. But yeah, like going up against infantry on that map is pretty fun on Conquest. Because there's so many like trees and like little tiny like hills and so forth.
He wants to marry the new elite character.
Ooh.
Little waifu. Naruto. Oh my god. Bruce is back.
He went to watch a USC fight.
I'm actually curious. Who actually won that fight? Was it Jones or? I'm pretty
Hey, you don't want to.
Interested.
What if you spoil? What if he tells you and it spoils for other people?
Oh, too late.
Decide to give you. Oh.
I don't know. Chicken could be lying. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, good point, Crystal. I goofed. I was just. I didn't care. Miss Crystal, it's really nice to talk to you. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, he's asking you.
Oh,
Is it
me?
nice to talk to? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been talking for almost 3 hours now.
Yeah.
If I didn't like talking to Crystal, man,
You're like, let's wrap this up, guys.
let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Oh.
he's
No, I
fucking
can keep
nut job.
I can keep going for sure. Thanks for telling me about the UFC fight though. Wink, wink. I'm out of like ideas to talk about, but we definitely covered almost everything. Anything you want to bring up? Oh,
Hmm?
should they have a firestorm in the next game, like a battle royale?
Oh.
I asked a lot of people
Honestly,
this.
I think it should be fine because it is separate. It's a separate thing. Kind of like, you know how even for here, it's a separate thing.
Yep.
It's just, but they have to fucking make it work. And like, they have to have some kind of anti-cheat system or whatever the fuck. Because
Damn.
there are people who really enjoy BR games. So, you know,
If they're not going to put any work to it,
right?
why
If
bother?
they're not going to make it, you know, a good BR game, then yes, do without it. But if they can, because you know, BR is a big thing right now, it should be fine. But you know, I know a lot of people enjoyed Firestorm, but they
Yeah.
just fucked it up. No, chicken, you know the Fortnite? Come on.
Fortnite's still trucking along. PUBG's still trucking along.
Yeah.
Apex is still trucking along. Cuisine Royale out of nowhere. It's coming back. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's like, hey,
it's still
you
a
know,
moneymaker. It's still a moneymaker.
It's a shame they fucked it up. Like they could have gone somewhere with it.
They can still go somewhere with it, Crystal.
True.
We literally have a year and a half. Assuming. They can stop developing the game like tomorrow if they wanted to. What doesn't give me a lot of hope is that I keep hearing on Twitter that a lot of developers have stopped working on this game and are doing something else in the office.
Right.
Why would you say that when people are like dying for this game to get fixed? I feel like, oh no, you're leaving us. Why? What are we gonna play now? Kind of thing. So, we need some devs out there. If any devs listening to us on the Battlefield show that you should be doing, I had to fucking take it over because you guys stopped talking about Battlefield, and this is the perfect time to start talking about it. Communicate with us more. I did your survey, bruh. You're like, what can we do? You know?
I never really got a chance to experience Firestorm when it was fun and not like super fucked up. Because by the time I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, it was when there were like hackers and it was dead. You know?
And the TTK made it even worse. I don't even know why that was.
Yeah. Because like the thing is, like, if I were to play Firestorm, I'm gonna want to play with a squad of people that I know. I mean, I already do that now. So I don't, like I said, even Fortnite, I did not play it with randoms. I've tried Apex when it first came out, but there were issues with the game, so I didn't, stick with it. But even then, like Apex, I would never play with random people because I feel that voice communication is very important in BR games. You gotta do call outs, you gotta talk strategy within your squad.
Apex gave us the tools. even if you couldn't play with friends, you can still there's a good like Camaros out there in the game to where like, you know, all different things like I'm reloading or enemy spotted over there, and you don't even know these people. Like the people in the game are like giving you this information,
Right.
And it
That's
feels
really smart.
well thought out. Oh yeah,
It's like, you know, if you don't have a microphone, if you don't want to get a microphone, you can at least do that. You
yeah,
know,
at least do that. And you would think it's an EA title, right? Like, oh man, that means we're gonna get all this cool, really good idea stuff from this EA game. Hey, ours is an EA game too. We're coming out with the BR, but for Battlefield, it's probably gonna be even more advanced than Apex.
well, you know, Apex, they're making money, you know, and same with Battlefront 2 right now. They're making money. That's why they're neglecting Battlefield 5, I feel.
This could be a thing.
There's a smaller player base. It's like, why put in the effort?
I kind of wish, Crystal, that EA didn't announce a new Battlefield game. I think I would have been a little more understanding of what's going on. I would have been really sad because this is my favorite franchise of all time. I played it for so long, and just to see it die because of stupid BR games would make me really fucking mad. So, I don't know what the hell they're developing now, but it's a good time to start talking about it. You know?
Yeah.
We need to talk about it now, right? I'm bringing on people here every week on this show to talk about the next Battlefield game. I bring it up every time because they're making the next Battlefield right now. So,
it's like, okay, they're making it. That means why bother put more work into this one, right?
That's the vibe I'm getting, you know?
Because it's also like, hey, this one's not doing very well, so let's not put in much work onto it anymore.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that's the vibe.
That's what it feels like. That's the vibe we're getting. I just really hope, you know, something comes out of 6.2, and then from there, hopefully Chapter 7 is, you know, the Soviets and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, more content, more guns.
Some of the code people that look into the data miners, they spotted stuff that goes to Chapter 9. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's all grain of salt kind of stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, time frame wise, I guess that would make sense. It all kind of lines up. So seeing Russia and seeing the European invasion and then ending it off in Berlin or something to finish it off, I think that would be a journey through World War II that they promised from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they can't just have 2 chapters in Russia and then, well, maybe I guess they could, but I don't know. They shouldn't have kept going with the Pacific, but I don't think they have much. Are they even working on it? Like, there's no way to know. They don't talk to us, so I'm just kind of bummed out. I kind of wished we saw something, but what they keep saying to us, Crystal, is we don't want to, you know, blow this out of proportion or like tease something and then your expectations are not met. So they think their best move is to not say anything at all. And that's why they're probably so quiet.
Yeah.
So every time they make an announcement, they always have a comment in the Reddits or the forums. They're like, we can't tell you yet because we don't want to, you know, hype it up. Yeah, we don't want to spoil or hype it up for no reason. And then, you know, we can't release it. It got delayed because of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I think they should just be more open with us and
Mm-hmm.
take the heat, learn from your mistakes, and just keep telling us like what you're kind of working on. And I mean, you don't have to tell us that you're working on Russian content.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell us, but you can tell us like what you're thinking about.
Exactly.
They have that Trello board that gives us like what they're working on or like what issues are working on, but the actual issue list is like disturbingly small. Like there's some things on there we care about right now, but there's not a whole lot if you actually read it. There's like nothing when it comes to cheaters. There's like nothing when it comes to team balancer. There's nothing when it comes to like rental server program or the community games. Like those are big things like we think about all the time, but they're like,
I mean, I do like that on Battlefield 1 they have the server balance thing where they just forcefully just throw you over to the other side. You know?
The mid-round balancer. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks at times if you're with your squad of friends, but then sometimes it's like, oh, someone leaves and they immediately just move back over, you know? But it does keep the sides in terms of amount of players, you know, balanced. And then also towards the closer to the end of the round where they're like, oh, you cannot move because it's close to the end of the game.
Because they're they had it all figured out, Crystal. Everything was just, and they're like, no, we don't want that no more. Why not put it in there and then like if you don't like it, slowly take it out? But I bet you they won't even be able to do that because people like it.
Or even just bring up like, hey, we want to test something, and let's just say it to the players. We want to test this out, and we want your input. Actually say that. So then it's not like, hey, we're doing this. Deal with it. You know? So then it makes us, you know, it makes us feel special. Like our opinion actually matters.
Yeah. They say
and
that
it's a
lot.
way of testing things, you know?
Yeah, testing and dice just doesn't seem to mix anymore. It
Yeah.
just kind of seems like, we want to hear your feedback. We have a new update, but it has nothing to do with your feedback. Give us your feedback. Like, you know, it's kind of like that vicious cycle of, do you care what we say in anything? Because when I talk to a lot of, you know, game changers, the EA game changers, you know, the ones that are hired by EA to, you know, make a game better because they value their feedback. And then I talking to them, they're like, they don't listen to anything we say. We told them to do this, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, then what's the point of you being a game changer? They're not gonna listen to you. You know?
Yeah.
So if they're not gonna, they should stick to their guns and make a game how they want to make the game. You know, forget our feedback. Just go for it. You know? It kind of seemed like that's what they wanted to do at the beginning of Battlefield 5. They released that goofy trailer where you see a teddy bear. Is literally the first thing you see in the trailer. The tank body customization was front and center. Literally the first thing you see. And it's still not out. Like, apparently we're gonna get it in the next patch. But man, dude, expectations are super low. Like, if if they have some crazy shit on there, then I'll be impressed. But man, dude, like, yeah, G Money, I'd rather just like, I don't care about tank body customization. You know what I do care about? Removing them completely. I agree. Bruce is like, not sure if you talked about, but what about the game modes that disappear, like Frontlines and Outposts? What do you think about those?
I don't like that they disappear. I wish they were like, you know, because we only get Conquest, Squad Conquest, and Breakthrough, Team Deathmatch that are always there. And, you know, sometimes we want to play some other crap, you know? I don't see Grand Operation that frequently.
Because they're dead. It's dead.
Yeah. Like, I would like to see front lines and outposts and rush and so forth, like, be more active, because at least it could give us, like, a different thing to play.
Mhm.
You know, it gives us a bit of variety within the game.
Those modes that you mentioned is what made some of those previous titles successful. And to kind of just put them under the rug a little bit or under the bus is very insulting to the people who made it a mainstream game mode. Like, DICE invented this shit and you're just making it a temporary thing. Like, that's not cool, man. Like, this made your game. Like, Rush, Bad Company 2, like that, or Bad Company 1 or whatever, whichever one it was, like, invented Rush, and it was a huge deal. And it was an open map invasion type game mode. Call of Duty kind of had it for Search and Destroy, but that's so small. It had no vehicles. This is wide scale, all out war Rush, where you had to go plant, 2 of the bombs, and then once you did that, you progressed to another part of the map, dude. It was like, whoa! Like, when we saw that for BF3 and that Davenman Peak map that I was talking to you about, basically how that was, you start on top of a mountain, right? Which had like a satellite dish and looked hella cool. And there's 2 sets of bombs at the base of that satellite dish compound. You blow those up, right? And then the enemy has to retreat by literally cliff diving off the edge of the mountaintop to go defend the next 2 points that are down below. And so once you blew those up, the attackers get a spawn on like a helicopter pad right next to it, and you have to jump off the cliff to get to the next points. It was like the coolest thing ever, right? And a lot of people would die because they wouldn't deploy their parachutes. Just fall to their death, or like they would take a car or something and just dive bomb into it, and like a lot of only in Battlefield moments, right? People would also use the transport helicopters and nosedive into enemies and like it's like eject from their seats, and a whole bunch of cool shit was happening. So, but yeah, it definitely brings back the memories for sure.
Too bad I never got to experience that. But had I experienced that, I would fucking hate this game so much.
Now you know where I'm at. Now you know. Oh man, you guys missed out. All you kids out there that have never played old school Battlefield, y'all missed out on some shit. Like, okay, since you guys are all here and Crystal's here, I want to introduce you to a game mode that none of you have played. Probably, maybe Seth, but there was a game mode that Battlefield invented that was so great that they tried to remake it in Battlefield 4, but they failed miserably because it wasn't really like designed for it. Have you ever heard of Titan mode?
Negative.
All right.
Negative.
You guys know what Titan mode is in the chat? Let me know if you do, because I'm going to explain it to you and your mind is going to be blown. Like, this was actually a thing we did. So check this out. So this is how the game mode works. This is on a totally different engine, by the way, and it was on 2142. That's the Battlefield game. It was called 2142. It was in the future, right? And each team starts with a Titan, which is a humongous floating ship with shields on it.
Okay.
And they can be controlled by a driver, and you can also be in gun emplacements where you can shoot things on the ground, right, from the sky. The goal is to destroy the first team to destroy the enemy Titan wins the game. So you see the map. So do you see the map that's on right now on the right, the Panzerstorm on stream? So imagine two humongous ships floating in the sky, almost like two blimps, and from BF1, and they can be controlled by a driver or a commander or whatever, and you can move them around the map strategically if you want. So basically, you see all the flags and everything. You can capture those flags, and they will shoot a missile. Once you capture the flag, it'll shoot a missile from there, and it will damage the enemy Titan. Right? And the more you cap, the more missiles will damage it. And then there's a new phase that happens when the enemy Titan loses its shield. You can now go into the boarding phase. So you take your little APCs and your flying vehicles, and you can land the flying vehicle transports on top of the Titan or a goofy place you want to land it on. Just don't run into some of the shields. I think there's still a little bit of shield on there. You could die, but you can land on there, get your dudes on there, and start attacking the Titan. Right? You can also capture the flags as well and shoot more missiles. Right? You want to explode it.
Right.
The other cool thing is that there's these things called pods, and you can get into these pods via these APC vehicles. And you get your APC, you get a whole bunch of dudes with you, and you roll up to the base or wherever the floating thing is, and you switch into the pod part of the vehicle, and you shoot up in a pod into the sky and land on top of the Titan as an infantry soldier. And you can attack that way. You don't need a flying vessel. You can pod from the ground onto top. And the next phase is when you're attacking, you have to get through these security systems where you have to damage this console to get through a door. And then after that, you get to explode this other door. And then once you do that successfully, you have to attack the core of the Titan. If you completely destroy the core of the Titan before the missiles on the ground blows it up, you will start the Titan will start exploding from the inside. So they give you time to escape the destroyed Titan. So everyone's like getting the fuck out of there, running. Yeah. There's alarms going, get out, and you go to the back of the ship and you jump off of it as it's exploding. And if you hit the ground, you get an award for doing that. And then at the end, if you explode the Titan, it has like a whole the round ends pretty much, and the Titan's is exploding in the background, and if you blew it up, you win, kind of thing. That was Titan mode.
That sounds so fun because there's so many parts to it.
I know, but it was
it's
simpler
so many
than
different
you
elements.
Think. Yeah, and it was a thing, man. It was an amazing mode, and it just kind of stopped. I guess it couldn't work anywhere else. They tried to bring it back to Battlefield 4, this Titan mode, but instead of floating Titans, it would be floating on the water aircraft carriers. And the goal is, and you can't move the aircraft carriers around. They're just stagnant. So there's you have to blow the door open instead of the shields.
Right.
So you use the rockets to blow the door open so people can actually attack it and blow it up from the inside. But it just wasn't the same. It was kind of like slapped together.
Yeah.
And it didn't really, you didn't get that feel like you did in 2142. So that's what y'all missed out on that, man.
That does sound like a really fun game.
It is. They invented it a long time ago. So if they ever bring that back, man, I'm going to be super happy. That shit was. I missed the pods. They also brought those pods back in BF4. They had those. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was. I went on for way too long, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, that actually sounds really fun. It's like a unique,
Yeah.
gameplay. But I can see how it can't really get implemented for like Battlefield 5. At least I wouldn't know how they would do it.
Yeah, they would need some sort of like really large base to where you can tell a story that way of attacking. They could do it. I remember I talked to Flackfire on the show a few episodes ago, and he made a video of some some concept art, and that there's these very large German buildings that look like they could make a Titan mode out of.
Oh.
You would just kind of work your way up these large buildings that kind of look like alien vessels. I don't know. It looked weird. He has a video on it. And maybe they can make it that way. Kind of like, have phases, I think they can implement any Battlefield game if they just put their minds to it. They just can't go. They can't go lazy on it. They can't go lazy. So they really got. I thought they were gonna have it in BF1 because of the floating the blimps. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the blimp.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna make those the Titans. I was like, ooh, shit, dude, they're bringing it back. But no. They're just annoying things that come around when you're getting your ass whooped from the other team.
Yeah, and even then, it doesn't really work out most of the time.
Yeah, no.
You still end up losing.
The behemoth, that's it. Thank
you.
Yeah,
the behemoth. You still end up losing.
Yeah.
Even with the behemoth.
It didn't help out too much. All right. Shit. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about? I'm here all day. Crystal, you see yourself playing Battlefield 5 less now? Or is it kind of like a resurgence? Like you're feeling like, ooh, this is getting better?
I don't think it's really changed all that much for me at the because it's pretty much my friends are there to play with me, then I'm still playing. So, but yeah, it's like, oh, I'm excited. There's new stuff. There's, with the new map, it's like, oh, that was cool, but it's not like the thing that's making me like, oh, I mean, that damn plunger. I'm still having fun with it because I keep fucking up, when I try to kill people. So.
Yeah. I don't think you play on console.
No, I don't. I've always been PC. The only consoles I had growing up was the original Nintendo, and I had a Sega Game Gear. Ooh. Both of which I still own, but they're broken. I refuse to throw them out because I feel like they can get fixed. And then I have like a Wii and a Wii U, but I didn't really play all that much on there, except for like Wii Sports,
Those were fun. Bowling.
Yeah.
I always liked that. I only had Nintendo 64. That was my only console I've ever owned.
That's a good one. I mean, I wish I grew up with a Super Nintendo 64 or GameCube.
Yeah, those are always at my friend's house. I never owned one. I always went to their house to play it. GameCube was crazy. Like the
yeah.
You remember the controllers? Like they're so huge. And it had a whole bunch of like attachments on it. What a nutty console that was. But they always had some good games on it.
Oh, I think Labby asked something about like what should we do and what should they do in regards to the company coins?
Oh shit! Did I not answer that question? That's my bad. Did we go off a tangent or something?
Yeah, we probably went off tangent.
Well, I think an easy way to fix the company coin issue is to actually unlock the epic skins to where you can spend a lot of money on it, on like an epic skin. Not locked behind a paywall. That would be something.
Right.
But good luck getting that company coin back and, you know, make that money back, because you're going to slowly progress. So that 1 point whatever million, let's say they're like 100,000 company coin. You can only buy like 10 skins, and then you're broke, and then you'll never get that money back.
Yeah.
You'll never get that company coin back because you've been building it up over such a long time. But this is their store sucks. Plain and simple. Their store sucks. The skins that they have suck. Only the cool stuff is like behind a paywall. You mentioned BF1 had really cool skins. I agree.
Yeah.
They had some really good ones.
Oh yeah.
And
way more variety.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when we're first playing with a new weapon, all we get is the green throw up skin.
Yep.
And then the stupid combat blue or whatever. This is so lame and so repetitive. And I do remember, actually, Crystal, you probably remember this. When they started releasing some of the weapons, I think in chapter 3 or something, they had extra skins you can buy with company coin right away. Remember that? There's
Yeah.
I think like the LS-32 light machine gun. You can buy like French skins and stuff and like put them on.
Like the map.
Yeah, you can put a whole bunch of cool things on there. They like stopped doing that. Apparently that was too much work, I guess. I don't know, but that seemed to be something they stopped doing. I wish they kept doing that. But yeah. Now we got banana leaf.
Yeah, now we
skins.
have like nothing.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's not even
There's nothing.
It's just the gold ones.
Gold and mint.
Mint, and then the rest is default.
Yeah, default, or like in Tides of War, there's like one other skin.
Yeah. Through Tides of War, you get the cool skin, I guess.
Or chapter rewards. Yeah, something like that.
Even the default weapons actually had a whole bunch of different skins, like chrome and all that. It's like, why isn't that default in all the DLC guns? Like, what gives?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show that they're just drip feeding because they don't have enough content to spread throughout the whole journey.
Right.
Through World War II. So we're kind of stuck with what
I
we
have
got.
no idea if there's going to be more maps for this chapter, just because, like I mentioned earlier, my ignorance about all the battles in this war.
Yeah, and they said that this chapter is going to be just as long as any other chapter. So if we only have one map, dude, and that whole week, like 3 minimum per chapter is what we are used to. So a lot of people brought great ideas. I don't know if you agree with me on this one, Crystal, or the people I talked to about it. They're like, don't make any more maps at all.
Right.
How about you improve the ones you have now, change them up however you want them, make them more exciting. Look at Panzerstorm. Look how lame it looks over there on the right side. Look at it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Hollow.
Look at all that land. Let's bring it in a little bit, change some things, move some flags around. There you go. And do that for all the vanilla maps. Upgrade them, make them look cool. Look what they did for some of the game modes. Like Outposts. Look how they changed.
Yeah.
The aerodrome map. Just from adding shit in it. And putting more cover and less, line of sight to where a tank could kill you from a billion miles away. Like, start doing that.
Right.
And maybe upgrade the maps you have now, like the small TDM maps, the ones that we never play. You know, the what
Yeah,
are
yeah,
they
yeah.
called? Lofton Islands.
Squad Conquest.
Yeah, Squall Conquest. So make those like big maps, and then start fixing the game, the whole chapter. Like forget new content, just this, and then fix everything else. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely feel like they need to fix maps. Just because some of them are just way too big, or the objective placement is all wonky and stuff. It's like even just looking at the overview of Panzerstorm, nobody goes to A. Occasionally you go to B. Nobody goes to F and G for the most part, unless you're just spawning in with a tank. Right? It's just nobody really goes to those objectives for fights because they're so fucking far.
And let's say you do go there on foot. What usually happens when you get there?
I get blown up by a tank.
Boom! Exactly. Map sucks. But yeah, I agree. So Hamada, same shit. Oh my god. So there's so many things you can do to make it.
You know what? Even for Squad Conquest, I wish there were no tanks. It was just all infantry.
This is true. I would like that as well.
They're so small. What's the point of having a damn tank?
Seth brought up a topic here. I think a way they can fix the company coin issue, that is give you boins for company coin for exchange. Is that what you mean? If you earned it, you should be able to buy stuff, but make it high amount if you really want skins. Example, 250,000 company coins equals 500 boins. Isn't that what like Rainbow Six does? Like, I think that's how you can exchange those premium points.
Yeah, I feel like they should do that just because like there's an excessive amount of company coins that we get.
But they're not going to do it. And
of course not.
It's because they will lose money doing that. Like,
I mean, even the thing that annoys me in the shop where you have to use boins is, let's say you already purchased something, you already own something, or you have parts of something, and then if you were to buy, like for example, that new bundle they have right now. Like, I have a skin that's in there already.
Really?
But then it's like you still have to pay the entirety amount, as opposed to them like subtracting out what you already have. Because it's like, if I got to pay the full amount for all that other stuff, I'm not gonna buy it.
Exactly. Why can't you buy like individual things in there, or give me the discount because I already bought?
Right. Exactly.
Or I already have it. Like, give me a discount or something.
I mean, I'm gonna bring back Fortnite. It's like when they have bundles, and if you have something within the bundle already, they take that out. They factor that out for you.
That's smart. I don't know if there's any smart people left over there, Dice, or they're greedy. I don't know. Yeah, Al Sundan, coming back to the open big maps for being big. Let's see. Yeah, fun maps in BF5. Dude, that's the thing about maps. Maps are content. That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to make a map.
Oh.
All right. Go ahead.
You know what? They need to change the playlist, the order.
Yes. That's all we have is that playlist order. We can't change it or vote.
Because especially how like Operation Underground, also known as Devastation Waiting Lobby, You know, you go into Devastation, more likely than not, it's going to be extremely lopsided because because of the map design of Operation Underground, one team typically gets annihilated.
Yeah.
Uh,
When the pool of maps is at a certain threshold, it's time to implement RSP would have naturally progressed into great servers.
mhm.
Obviously. But then you can have a voting system.
Yeah, like
Voting
as
Battlefield 1.
mentioned by Lauren, like in Battlefield 1, where you could choose between two maps. I think
Yeah.
that would be a good thing to implement. And
Yes.
then the other thing I was thinking, I hate how it's like Hamada, Panzerstorm, Alcindant.
That's like
Like,
4 or 5 hours of crappy maps, or in my opinion, crappy maps.
yeah, I also don't like Merida to Operation Underground because they're both like
Oh,
close quarter
uh-huh.
maps. Like, I need them to mix it up a little bit more so there's more like variant. Because I'll
Yeah.
leave servers. It's like, okay, I don't want to go through this.
It's there's server killers usually when it goes from all those great maps that, in my opinion, and then it goes to like Hamada. They're like, oh fuck this, bye, and
Yeah,
then they just
exactly.
go back into a better rotation. That's something definitely they should take a look at for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, there's a lot of people that like those maps, but if you want to please those people, you gotta start working on that RSP, my dude.
Well, Big Brother Steve is the anomaly. He likes Burrito to Operation Underground.
Yeah, Brother Steve. What was the other map he liked? I think he said he didn't mind Hamada or something. I don't remember.
I don't really mind Hamada now
Yeah.
if I focus on either just playing complete majority of it on one side or the other side.
I always liked the ruins part of Hamada. I thought that was really good, especially like TDM or Squad Conquest or the small game modes were around there. Those are great. That's the only part of Hamada I like.
Yeah. Like
the verticality.
I feel that the Squad Conquest map for Hamada is good.
Yeah, definitely. Don't care for mix or even rotation of what generally regard as great maps. I like the option to spam one map. That is a very good point, because 24/7 X fill in the blank has been so popular ever since Battlefield 3. I think probably even before that. No, I think it would go way before that. At the start of BF2, yeah, BF2 had 24/7 car canned maps or servers. 24/7, same one. I'm surprised they didn't really think about that here in this game, to have a 24/7 whatever's popular. Because I bet you if they had a playlist that's called 24/7 Operation Underground, you don't have even the slightest idea of how popular those would be. Just implement that and you will instantly get people back. Because people eat that shit up. I don't know why. They're crazy. Like, I don't like that kind of play style, but it's an option. It's a new Battlefield play style. People like the instant engagements, the spamming of ammo and health packs and get those points.
Yeah.
You can be on top of the leaderboard and have 0 kills, like, it's rewarding, it's fun. But yes, yeah, great ideas. Wow. Great ideas. Valkyrie. Yeah, it wouldn't be an issue. And that goes back to the temporary game modes, right, Crystal?
Right.
If they just had those, like, I think their fear was if they had too many game modes, that a lot of them would be dead because we were spreading out the player base too much. 'Cause there's not enough of us, you know. So I think that was probably one of the biggest issues as to why they had temporary game modes, where you have like,
well, we're forced to play it.
yeah, like an event or something. Like, come on by. This is something new.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like with the way it is right now, if all servers are full, you end up starting a new server to fill it up. So
Just
I suppose if there's enough of
afraid.
an interest for it, then people can fill it up.
Yeah,
but
just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of thinking they're not going to fill up. If you give us the tools, you give us the game modes we like, they will fill up. It may not, like, it's an option. It's there. It may be dead, but it's there. I mean, look at Grand Ops. It's an option, but it's dead, but it's still an option, right?
But yeah, 24/7 servers would be
that's a great idea.
Good to have, just so there's always something just live, and I don't know, you can rely on it.
And how they advertise it, what Cybersage says, they advertise it when you hit multiplayer. There's 3 humongous tiles on there,
right?
With the trending game modes, the featured one, the trending one, and the 2 trending ones on the side. That's what people click, are the big tiles right in front of their face, not advanced, and then go to the server browser. I guess it's too advanced. So that's their own doing. That's their way of implementing this, but just give it an option now.
I know Lorne, Bruce Banner, Devastation is his favorite map. And he says, like, if it's 24/7, like, he's all for it. But is it like 24/7 as in like conquest mode, squad conquest mode, breakthrough, both sides, and then TDM? Is that what you mean by having it a single map on 24/7?
Oh, he wants mixed and not like just conquest 24/7?
No, I'm asking if that's what he would want. Mixed or not mixed?
Hey, let us know, Bruce.
Because, I mean, I think mixed would be cool. Because it's
conquest.
You'll get to play like a specific map you do enjoy. Oh, he wants a 24/7 conquest map. I mean, I think that would still be good too.
Still be good, I think, yeah.
And I think the voting system really does help. But I guess the issue, if it's like voting system, we end up just never playing certain maps that they made. But at the same time, that's their own fault for having a poorly designed map.
Right. That could work, man. That's a great idea. It really is. I'm surprised I haven't even talked about that yet on any of the programs. But no, it's a good idea for sure. Dude, Cybersage brought up another good point when it comes to like the UI, right? Which I don't think there are any UI people working at DICE anymore. To be honest, because they're looking for more UI people. They're hiring. When you do click advance, on default, it's the most confusing thing ever because all the pings are out of order. Like, it's not it's not showing you the maps in your area or the servers in the area unless you filter, if you know how to filter the ping. This is also, I think, could be working into why there's so many high ping players in certain servers, because they don't know what ping is.
Yeah, because I did notice every once in a while in a chat, someone's like, what the hell is up with a ping? Like, my ping. Like, they'll ask in the chat. I was like, oh, this is and he was asking what servers. So I was like, oh, this is North American West. He was like, oh, that makes sense because he's from EU.
Yeah, hey, watch. Go ahead and start up the game, guys. You'll know. Go into advanced, and you'll see that it's just a jumbled mess of servers from all over the world. Even if you go to, like, let's say, click on Conquest as the game mode, and then click List Servers for just the Conquest, and you'll see it's this jumbled mess of like 140 ping, 32, 70. It'll show everything but the ones close to you, unless you filter out the ping, which you have to click like 2 or 3 times for some reason to filter it correctly. It's like,
yeah,
I don't understand that. So good point again, and that could be an issue as to why people are being forced or are joining servers they shouldn't be joining. And in the beginning of the show today, Crystal, you went to a Japanese server or somewhere really far, Brazilian, I think.
Yeah,
And-
Brazilian and Singaporean servers.
and it felt normal, like it's playable.
To a certain extent. Yeah, like had 179 to 180 ping in Brazil, and I can tell there is still delay, but it was still playable.
Yeah.
You know,
People don't
I came into the
understand.
game late in Solomon Island, and I still got an 8 and 6 KD. And then so now I was like, okay, let's get a higher ping than that. So I went to Singaporean, and my ping was like 181 at the lowest, and it would go up to 180 something. And that's when it wasn't playable for me. That's when hit registry was like super big. And when Marita first came out, I did try playing in Japanese server before with Gen Odyssey.
Yeah.
And it was, I could tell there's a difference from the delay lag and so forth, but it was still playable. And so then it makes me wonder if some of the people who play on the West Coast server, it's like,
This is
it's
normal.
still playable, or this
Yeah.
is their normal because they don't know any better. And then because of that massive issue in Asian servers having a ton of hackers, so that's why they're forced to come over to the North American West server just so they can play the game that they bought.
Yeah.
But of course, it pisses the rest of us off because they have such a high ping. So then when we're shooting them, it doesn't register, but then they murder us.
They're really good. They're like, what? How can you play this good with lag? Like, it makes no sense to me until you try it yourself. Then you're like, oh my god.
But when you say that, it's kind of like, how the hell was I able to play the game when I was getting an average of 21 to 25 frames in a close quarter gunfight?
Yeah.
It's like, you just kind of figure it out, and like I don't know.
Shit. What's up, Cyber? Most of those know exactly what they're doing. Really? Most high pinger players are from one region only. They just know, huh? They know what they're getting into. I don't know if I buy that. A lot of people think that cheating is the norm in Battlefield 5 because everyone does it in their region. Even though...
I mean, it might be. You know, I don't know for a fact. But I mean, even like, that's why Gen Odyssey plays in North American West servers, because the Japanese ones are just flooded with hackers.
Yep.
Like, where it's unplayable for him. He would most definitely prefer to play in Japan servers where he gets like, I saw his ping was like 9 or something. I don't even get that low of a ping in you know,
Yeah.
NA West. And so I think it's the only way that they can play the game.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, guys. All right. I'm getting a little sleepy. We've been going on for almost 4 hours, the longest Battlefield show ever. Thank you guys so much for coming by. If you guys are new here, I really hope you guys enjoyed what we're trying to do here. And I like to thank Crystal for coming by. Yeah, these are getting longer and longer. But yeah, thank you so much for chatting with us. We gotta wrap this up, Chris. Like, this is
In
way too long.
conclusion,
It is. Yeah, go
Battlefield is, I don't know. That's what it is.
Dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, guys, I do this podcast every weekend, every Saturday. If you guys enjoyed watching this type of content, please follow the channel, support the channel, and also Crystal, though she may not have a schedule, she will stream every once in a while, so go follow her on Twitch, iarecrystal. You'll find her there. Okay, don't forget to follow all these wonderful people. Also, if you want to join the Discord, you totally can. We share clips there. I watch all the clips there on my stream, so if you want to share on there's a lot of newer ones from Crystal as well, so you can do those as at your leisure or live at the end of my regular streams. We're gonna go raid somebody here, so give us a second. We'll go find somebody. And yeah, crazy show. That was a long one. But good.
Yeah.
We will catch you guys. I think I should be on after the Oscars. I'll be live after the Oscars. Okay.
For a second, I thought it was like you're gonna be at the Oscars.
I
know. We'll go live after the Oscars with the results.
Right. So we'll have our post-Oscar stream. I don't know when it ends. It could be delayed. I don't know. Maybe like 8:39. I don't know. But yeah, this is officially the longest Battlefield show ever. And I'm glad you guys are here. Again, thank you for the follows, the raids. If you guys are new here, welcome. I think that's it. Good night, everybody. Have a good one. Enjoy the Oscars. See ya.